The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey,
What?
let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for. The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Sport! Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Sports Tuesday, May 7th, 2024. This sports program starts now. Sports are happening, okay, every single night. Last night, there was a massive NHL game where the Florida Panthers just got absolutely dusted on the ice by the Boston Bruins, beating them 5-1 in a game, in a series in which the Boston Bruins were underdogs. Obviously, they're fresh off of a Game 7 match. The Florida Panthers had a week break. Are they a little rusty? Will they be able to find it? We'll be talking about that today with Steve Levy in the second hour. Cannot wait to chat with a man who has covered hockey for like 30 years for ESPN. And obviously this year, the numbers for Stanley Cup playoff in hockey, through the roof. The whole world's watching hockey because it's fantastic. Hopefully, the Florida Panthers won't continue to lay an egg.
No kidding.
Every single game with the Boston Bruins out there. Now, obviously, Conman, who was a little bit nervous yesterday, is singing a little different tune this morning, even though he's got the Celtics tonight, even though the NBA last night is riddled with controversy because the Knicks got helped by the refs as the Pacers got screwed in Madison Square Garden. Jalen Brunson puts up 40-some points, obviously gets a big-time win, but all anybody's talking about is how the refs screwed over the Pacers, the small market team, the Indianapolis team. You go into the big city, you think you're going to get a win? No. You can block a pass. You can block a pass with your hand like you do in basketball. They're going to say you kicked it.
Yeah.
They're going to blow it dead.
Whoa.
Right there, it's 115. Let's say he that's 3-on-1 the other way with Vincenzo, who I understand is a shooter. Okay, but 3-on-1, we're going to get a layup. Pacers are going to be up too. That's just with 50-some seconds left. It can't get any worse, can it?
No.
No, the refs can't screw him anymore. No. Even though you can't review this, right? They say, how about a moving screen with 12 seconds left in the game? Absolute rubbish and crop. Miles Turner, Vincenzo in the middle of this whole thing again. Okay, sweet fade, great name. I understand you're a great player, but that's flopping bullshit. Okay, Pacers should be up 1-0, but that'll motivate them.
That's right.
Of course.
Speaking of being motivated, how about the reigning champs, the Nuggets? They're down 2-0 to this Anthony Edwards-led Minnesota Timberwolves team that is a bunch of dogs. So much so they pissed off Jamal Murray, one of the stars of the Denver Nuggets, into throwing a towel at a ref, and then actually, the towel didn't have enough density to it.
No, it did not.
I couldn't get enough distance on it. Throwing an actual heating pad onto the court, getting kicked. That's a heating pad. They put that thing into one of those little metal things, and you put it on your back. There's Jamal Murray with the heating pad saying, call it a damn foul. All the way on. They lose by 26 to this Timberwolves team. And the Nuggets are now, here's the first toss of the towel at the ref. Doesn't make it all the way there, you see. So he needs something a little heavier. Needs something a little heavier. Gets the heating pad, throws that son of a bitch onto the court. And a display of frustration. Our source says are telling us this probably won't be a suspension, but a fine will obviously be levied upon Jamal Murray. Don't think Jamal Murray has the rap sheet to maybe get punished as much. We did hear Draymond Green say that if this was him, how'd he word it there?
I'd probably be sent to Guantanamo Bay, I believe.
Well, that's because you've been an asshole for 10 years. Jamal Murray, this is the first display I think a lot of us are seeing of him act in this particular fashion, but there's videos coming out of the highlights zoomed in on how the Timberwolves locked down Jamal Murray last night. Seems like he was a bit frustrated in Denver. But the Timberwolves are going to do this, I think, the rest of the way. What a weapon, what a wagon. I think yesterday we all assumed that Joker and the boys would figure it out. Yeah, they'll figure this team out. Yeah, they lose the first game, whatever. Joker's still thinking about horse. We got a young team.
Derby just happened.
Yeah, exactly. Derby.
That could be it.
These American horse can't run with my horse. I mean, the Japanese horse not bad. Kind of got cheated. Like that whole thing's happening. They'll figure out the Minnesota Timberwolves. Oh, then the Minnesota Timberwolves win by 26 points without Rudy Gobert, who just had a kid. Congratulations, Rudy.
Rudy.
Not alone, obviously. Darius Butler just got introduced. Talks to Tables here at Boston Connor, at Ty Schmidt. Love the sea turtles. That's why we're drinking out of paper straws.
Yeah, well, I hate the paper straws. That's the worst invention probably in the last 10, 15 years.
Why do you think, though? Because straws involve liquid.
Yes.
And then paper's big nemesis since the beginning was liquid, right? Wasn't that kind of the thing?
Yeah, it kind of foils liquid, so I don't know how it's supposed to work from jump, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it feels like that was a bad idea, but I'm happy we got it right.
Yeah, exactly. And are we saving turtles?
Yeah, their noses.
Are we
a lot
sure?
of these places are actually just saying,
I
screw
saw
it.
a whole mess of turtles walking around outside yesterday that you wouldn't have seen any other time before the paper straws.
No, it's not.
They're thriving.
Is the Indianapolis Zoo, are they missing turtles then?
No. The turtles are thriving so much since the switch to paper that they're just popping up in places they haven't seen before.
Oh, so they got a little bit more moxie.
Yeah.
The
They're
turtles
walking
are
on
walking.
2 legs, too.
They're strutting around.
Yeah, they're kind of. They got a little strut to it. Yeah.
Anyways, we're all out on paper
Pompous.
straws. Even the people that love sea turtles more than anybody else, like my wife. My wife is a massive, I think there's like a avocado or something.
Agave? Is that what it's called? Yeah, an agave straw?
Yeah, there's like an answer for it.
It gets you
Nonetheless,
drunk?
the old plastic straw is really.
Yeah, let's just go back to that. I get the sea turtles. Like, they're doing great right now, right? So we can probably bring the plastic straws back and just kind of have hey, don't throw these in the ocean or bodies of water.
Well, that's the bigger conversation, I think. Everybody's talking about the straw. What about just hey, even if we put it into where we think we're supposed to put it into, that goes somewhere, and then that somehow still ends up in litter. So what am I putting a thing in the thing? Shouldn't we have a little different thing?
What's the point?
Well, you can't decompose plastic. Well, let's figure out something we can.
Yeah.
Okay, smart people, let's figure out something we can.
Light on
and let's
fire.
keep this whole thing moving, because I love sea turtles. I don't want to see them sticking with straws.
No,
Not
at all. But I also don't want to, be sucking through a straw that I can't actually use. You know what I mean? It's kind of one of those things. Hey, how many straws do we actually need to get rid of? Like, can we go every other? Can you get a pass?
Well,
like a card?
then we're getting right back into the whole straws. If they're paper, it's trees.
Yeah, if we really had to choose, I'm choosing a good straw over sea turtles. I'm sorry.
Whoa!
I might be an asshole here.
Peter, where's Peter?
Sorry about it.
I think that's fair.
Sorry.
You guys like
Son of
metals?
a
You live
bitch.
down there in
I
Miami.
know. I see him a lot too.
You're stepping on him.
I see him.
That's what it sounds like. You're kicking them as they're trying to get back to the ocean.
down there.
Why don't you just walk over to one of those things and just punch it in the mouth?
Yeah.
Why don't you just do that to a sea turtle? Because that's basically what you just
Yeah.
did.
You know what? There have been some videos I've seen on the internet with sea turtles and how they respond to certain colors. So we might have some beef there.
Okay.
Is that right?
That's the truth. Right? That's where
Wait,
it comes
turtles
from.
are racist.
That's where it's coming from. I know you've seen the video. We got the same algorithm.
I know.
You've seen it.
Well, I know you guys have bright lights on the beach.
Hold on.
Mating season.
Hold on.
Yeah, some deep rooted,
It is May 7th, 2024, and I just learned turtles are racist.
I don't know.
What?
Turtles are racist.
Makes sense.
I'm not saying that.
Franklin
I
the
want you to
turtle?
get the conclusions.
Franklin, like the book?
He was very inclusive.
He's a racist
was.
man?
No,
yeah,
no,
he was
no.
a very inclusive turtle.
Was
The
he
Ninja Turtles are
was
racist?
Franklin this guy?
Give me my straw. Look at this. Look at this.
I don't know.
What?
Whoa!
That's a white person's getting it.
Nah.
Whoa.
Wait a minute.
Wow.
Give me my straws. Uh-oh. Give me my plastic straws.
No, they just like to eat tape. That's what happened.
I don't know. That's pretty damning.
Yeah,
That's a jab right
Oh
there.
my God. Look at it. It goes, it utilized.
Oh my God.
What an attack.
Oh, white shoes. Sorry, excuse me, sir.
Sir.
Table's right this way.
Paper
Follow
straw.
me.
Paper straw.
Please.
That's not a good
Wow.
look.
I didn't
Okay.
see that. I've never seen that video. Now, okay, now we got to. I hope you're happy.
Yeah,
I hope you're happy.
I renounced my loyalty to sea turtles.
Take your shirt off.
I had no idea that they were this racist. Jeez Louise. This is mind bending. Did they fight for the Confederacy too?
That might have been a
Is
tortoise.
Yeah.
We don't know if that was a sea turtle.
Okay,
That might
good
be,
point.
You know what I mean?
Snapping turtles.
And that could be an extremist group of
Yeah,
the turtles.
you're right.
We don't know.
the proud turtles, if you will.
Yeah, because these things like to.
They mingle.
Yeah.
They talk to each other.
One half of the hammer, Dahn. Cowboys tone. Diggs your tone. The Boston Bruins were underdogs
Yeah, they
in the
were.
series and in the game. Fresh off a Game 7 against
they
Toronto on Saturday, game on Monday. us hockey fans who grew up in hockey towns would say, hey, sometimes a little bit of a rest, not necessarily great. You get a little rusty. I know Florida was potentially thinking about it as well. Kachuk brought it up like, hey, yeah, we're sitting around. We're eager to get back out there. Is this indicative of the whole? Has the line moved? What is the line sitting at now with the Boston Bruins, Florida Panthers? Because I think a lot of people who are new to the hockey world and just saw what the Bruins did and then probably follow our show and listen to everybody who talks to the Bruins and like, you just assume that the Bruins are going to be favored over the Florida Panthers. Now, after a 5-1, has there been any change in the series odds?
There has been a change in the series odds. The Bruins are now minus 118 the last time I saw to win the series. Is this indicative of what's going to happen in the future? I don't know. The stat escapes me because of CTE, but there is a stat where teams that are coming off of Game 7, so teams that just played a Game 7 in the NHL going into Game 1, their record is very, very good. I don't have the exact record on top of my brain, but we talked about it a lot last year. Game 7 to Game 1, those teams fare very, very well. Now, does it fare very well for the rest of the series? That's to be seen. But
now
last night, yes.
That's 40 seconds in, and Swayman was on the show yesterday. I guess there was some people potentially in the Boston Bruins management who weren't necessarily thrilled that the Sway guy, the Sway dude, the Sway man was potentially mixing up his routine coming on our show for 7 minutes and
53 seconds.
53 seconds yesterday. And what does he do is immediately upon the game starts, stands on his head with a top 10 save to start this entire thing. And D-Butch, if you're a Florida Panthers fan, you're watching that thinking to yourself, he's seeing the puck yet again. Yep. It feels like a Swayman night that he's going to steal the show. And he did 5-1. There was goals from Geeky. Congrats to him getting on scoreboard yet again.
Beast.
Geeky's becoming a real weapon for the Boston Bruins. Not that he hasn't been the entire year. Lurai gets on the stat sheet, obviously, with a beautiful goal. And I enjoy the... they were shooting high on Bob all night. We're going top, boom.
Bar down.
We're going bar down. Carlo had a baby there, Brandon Carlo, I believe, within the last 24 hours. Congrats to him, new dad.
Yeah,
getting a big-time goal. And then Justin Brazeau in a
silky mix
cooking last night. And obviously... anytime you can watch playoff hockey, you're going to do that. But once that thing becomes 3-1, then 4-1, then that 5-1, people think to themselves, Florida Panthers are going to have to shake some rust off. The NBA last night, obviously, we talked about the Timberwolves beating the Nuggets and then the Pacers getting screwed by the refs against the New York Knicks. Tonight, there's NBA playoffs. Cavs at Celtics. Celtics are 11.5 point favorites. And then also Mavs at Thunder. Thunder favorites at home. The youngest team to make the playoffs per average in the NBA's history, I do believe. SGA and the boys over there. Favored by 3.5 against Mavs. That's kind of a surprise.
Yeah, kind of wild, especially with Luka and Kyrie, since they both have kind of established themselves in that first series as, hey, this is going to work. They gave Kidd that extension, but Chet Holmgren, that tall son of a bitch, he's going to cause some problems in
He's
the
talking
middle.
about what pro wants.
Oh, God.
What pro needs. I saw some stats. I guess that's been run 1,500 times.
Too many times.
Yeah, in like a month.
That company said, you know what, Chet? You know what, SGA? We want you guys to look like assholes.
Yeah.
We're going to pump this thing right down the throats of anybody that'll watch NBA playoffs. And, I've gone full arc with it. I was uncomfortable first time I watched it.
Sure.
Okay, it was uncomfortable. I was like, you're kind of catchy, too.
Yeah, a little bit.
Good idea.
Kind of. And then as it just continues to show up, it's like, all right, they should have filmed like maybe 2, 3, 4 different ones of these so they don't kill them, because it sounds like the boys can sing, carry a tune. That's not the story of the NBA. The story of the NBA right now is the controversy. And are the reigning champs going to be able to get back into this? Or are they just going to keep throwing temper tantrums and throwing things on the court? To tell us more, ladies and gentlemen, former 10th overall pick, 12-year NBA vet. He's played for the Pelicans, the Clippers, the Wizards, the Rockets, the Knicks, the Nuggets, and the Timberwolves. Obviously, a lot of those teams still alive. Ladies and gentlemen, Austin River. Oh, yeah.
Love the intros.
Hey, you look
always.
You look really cool right now, really cool.
Let me tell you something. I channeled my inner Pat McAfee. I got no sleeves on today. The suns are out. The guns are out. I feel pretty good, bro.
The tats here. Let's. What do we have on the arm there? What do we have? Ooh, it's pretty sweet. Look
at that. Come on now. The details in the work. We'll get to it another time, but it's pretty solid.
Full sleeve?
I got a couple high school tats.
Full sleeve?
Full sleeve.
Does it go into the chest, shoulder, or no? We just stop right here.
No, it goes into the chest too.
Did you do the Max Crosby route where he just took the surgery?
Yeah,
amnesia.
Yep.
Amnesia.
That's
There it is.
I don't know if I can say that on air, but that's a soft way. I'll say it the nice way. Yeah. I don't like that. I don't like getting put to sleep to get tattoos. You got to earn that shit, man.
Okay.
You can't get put to sleep to get some ink. It's ridiculous.
My wife has a sleeve. It's very nice. She has a similar thought to you, but I think you guys just didn't know you could just go to sleep and get the tat. So it seems like you guys are haters. That is what I'm potentially thinking here. Is that, yeah.
The problem is you got people going under that don't know what they're doing. You got guys eating snacks and drinking alcohol and smoking weed before they go under. It's a dangerous dynamic. I don't know if you. Usually when guys get tattooed, they're usually under the influence. So to be getting put to sleep before it's questionable. I don't like it.
Well, I just want to let you know, someday you're going to see me, and this is how I'm going to look. And then the next day, I'm going to have a great night's sleep.
Yeah, you saw LaMelo's back?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the alien and...
Rare one?
Yeah, rare one and that whole thing.
Rare one.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a whole thing, isn't it?
What?
He is a rare one.
Yeah, he's got the alien thing on his neck.
He's not from here, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
The whole family were rare ones.
Yeah, for sure.
We were on the ball train there for a while.
Sure.
We were in Lithuania live on Facebook.
They captivated America for like 3 years. I mean, it was a hell of a run by LeVar. Look at that. My God.
That alien popping out of his spine is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet. So
he just picked up his player option.
21 mil or something?
Love that.
The Ball family continue to just rake it in, you know? What's Dad doing? Where's he been?
He's around. I think he's doing some foreign relation stuff in China.
All right.
Okay.
All right, let's get to the NBA playoffs. Austin, riddle me this, okay? It's the highest level, NBA, the association. It's where people from all around the world are trying to get to. Even countries we've never heard of.
Yeah,
that's right.
All of a sudden they come over here and all of a sudden this is where we wanted to be. This is a dream come true. Global. How the hell did the Pacers get screwed that bad in the Mecca, Madison Square Garden? This is strictly because the NBA doesn't want the Pacers, the Hicks, if you will, to knock off the Knicks of New York City. That is clearly just a batted pass. Great work, good defense by Nesmith. What a stud. And then at the end of the game, moving screen. What is it? Are these adults playing or is this LA Fitness? Austin, how does this happen? This is strictly the NBA and Adam Silver, who, friend of the program, I hope he hears this, wanting the big market to knock off the little old Indianapolis, because Tyrese Halliburton's making that shot. We take the lead. The other one, it's a layup going the other way. We steal one in Madison Square Garden. Suck it, Starberry. Suck it, Mariano Rivera. Suck it, Spike Lee. Suck it, New York City. Suck it, Bruce Brown. But instead, these refs ruin it all. Austin, is this normal? Is this? Should I be as upset as I am?
I never like. Is my connection bad?
Your camera's on autofocus, and then sometimes it focuses on your
Is my
pictures.
connection bad right now, fellas?
No.
Mike.
Is the mic bad?
Yeah, Mike.
Can you hear me?
Since it's in front of him.
Can you guys hear me?
Boom. Yes, you sound good.
There we go.
Yeah, you sound
I never like when the refs take it out of the players' hands. I like games to end with the players making the decisions, whether it's making a shot, missing a shot, turnover, whatsoever. If we're going to call moving screens, man, we could call that all game. I didn't like the moving screen call. Obviously, the kickball call was just a mess up. I don't know how you do that. It wasn't even really that close. It was clear. I could see that from the TV screen that he hit that with his hands. So, to botch that and then follow up with a moving screen. And was it a moving screen? Yeah, kind of. But I've seen DiVincenzo and Josh Hart set 10 of those on Brunson early in the quarter. So we saw it with the girls' national title Final Four. Remember Paige Buckers?
Yep.
They called a moving screen before she got the shot off, and everybody was kind of pissed about it because we want to see the players make the plays, right?
Yes, absolutely we do. And now you gotta give credit to Paisan here for the flop. Heard round the world.
Beautiful flop.
In the middle
Beautiful
of
flop.
Come
Look
on.
at that.
Oh, my.
Looked like he just got hit with a Tyson uppercut. I mean, look at the way he just falls back here.
both
My
hands
God.
Yeah, the
up
arm.
in the air. I mean, he wins the game there. I mean, good for him. That's a solid play. We can't knock him, but we can certainly knock the refs who this better not be happening the entire series.
Yeah.
Adam Silver. Okay, this better not be
It's a
happening.
bad loss. It's a tough loss because that was the one Indiana was going to steal. They were going to steal that win, and then the series is totally different. Now you it's tough when you have a game you're supposed to win on the road, especially the first or second game, and you just lose. that was supposed to be a momentum shifter. And I mean, now they have to go back into the Madison Square Garden again and have another great performance on the road. And that's a very tough place to play. I do think the crowd and environment influences people. I'm not saying it influences the ref, but there are calls that were made down the stretch that environment sometimes can just push a ref to be making. I mean, we're all human, you know what I mean? Like the crowd, the momentum, the energy is like shifted that way. A ref could move and scream. It just happens. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's tough to see.
Basketball refs seemingly have the whistle in mouth too, quicker than anywhere else, because it's I don't want to say they're like eager to call a foul, but it looks like they are looking to call as opposed to looking to let play sometimes. That's why there's always going to be the refs are in on it. It's, that's just always going to be how it's going to be with the sport of basketball with the way it's set up now. Let's talk about another ref situation. The refs pissed off Jamal Murray last night, didn't they? Yikes. Jamal Murray's frustrated. He said, call a damn foul. There's been highlights, obviously, of the Minnesota Timberwolves locking down Jamal last night with a double team, and the Minnesota Timberwolves are relentless on the defensive side of the ball. Allegedly, Jamal Murray not happy with the damn refs, so he threw a towel first. It didn't make its way all the way out there. Then he said, I got to throw a little something heavier. Heating pad coming. Our source are saying that it is more likely for him to get fined because he doesn't have a long list of things that the NBA could potentially punish him for as opposed to a suspension. What are your thoughts on this? And obviously, heating pad on the floor, that's why those folks with the brooms are so active, because we can't be slipping, especially in a jumping sport. That could have been catastrophic for an ankle or a knee. It was not. Let's move on. Yeah. But Jamal Murray pissed because he just couldn't play well last night, or pissed at the refs? What are your thoughts on that entire game?
All right, well, first off, they played great defense on Jamal. They were physical with them. They're playing, we complain on one end about we want 90s basketball. We want guys to be physical, and we missed that era of basketball. And then now we have guys doing it, and then we're like, oh, he's complaining he's getting fouled, or, let the boys play. I like how they defended him last night. Minnesota's a far superior defensive team. They've dominated the series. I think last night that throw of the towel and the heat pack was an accumulative of just being frustrated. Their whole team was frustrated. They're complaining and bitching and whining the entire game. Timberwolves are throwing punches. They're pulling, they're scratching, they're pinching, they're getting under their skin, they're talking trash. I mean, I saw clips of Karl Towns say stuff to the crowd. This is the defending champs, by the way. On the road, where they're supposed to notoriously have a home court advantage. I played there for 2 years. That elevation is something real. And the Timberwolves have gone there and just punched them in the mouth. And I think frustrations are boiling over there. And you're seeing a lack of depth from Denver. Remember, they got rid of Bruce Brown, and they didn't sign back Jeff Green, and like all those guys that they didn't have. You know what I mean? Like, these are guys that really slipped through the cracks with them. And now we're seeing in a series they are struggling to score the ball, and they're definitely struggling to guard Anthony Edwards. That dude is my God. And in terms of the hot pack, let's move on. Find him and let's play basketball. The last thing we want is Jamal Murray off the court. If that's the case, the series is over. If Jamal don't play game 3, you can kiss this series goodbye. He needs to play, and we'll see what goes forward. But they're going back to Minnie down 0-2. It does not look good.
Yeah, I didn't expect last night. First game, maybe. They kind of catch him off guard. But like Malone, Joker, Jamal, you just assume now. You don't even think about Bruce Brown and Jeff Green and all the people that you talked about. Like, hey, those probably pretty pivotal roles. Not only like on the court, locker room, like everything in different moments throughout the game. But I just assumed they'd be able to figure it out, because that's what they've done against everybody seemingly since I started watching them in the playoffs whenever they go on the run. And then it's like 26-piece without Rudy Gobert. That is a wild night for the Timberwolves. Ty has a question for you, Austin.
Yeah, Austin, obviously the T-Wolves look unbelievable right now, and I don't think anyone's quite ready to write Denver off. But in terms of that other series, do you think with the way that Kyrie and Luka have been playing, like, are the Mavs like a legit kind of dark horse to make the NBA Finals out of the West, or are we not quite there yet with them?
I don't think they defend well enough to get all the way to the finals. I do think they're going to be problematic for OKC. I think the OKC is going to have their hands full playing against that team. I know everybody's favoring OKC. They got the record. They got the young group that everyone's hype about. I love them for the future as well. But if we're talking about right now, with their youth comes vulnerability. They're going against some very seasoned players. And listen, I'll be honest with you, man. This year has been a big symbolism of the role players in the little trades and acquisitions have been much more important to teams than getting these big stars. We saw Phoenix trade the house for Kevin Durant and it hasn't worked out. They tried to get a big three, didn't work out. We've seen teams make small moves in getting role players that have changed their team, man. New York has changed their team. They went and got Josh Hart. They went and got DiVincenzo. They went and got OG. They're a much better team now. No, they didn't get any superstars, but they're a much better team. Same goes for Dallas. I only bring that up to get back to Dallas. Their whole team changed when they got Daniel Gafford and PJ Washington. It added a little bit more size, some shooting with PJ. You know, some of these small, and I don't like saying small, but smaller players, we're so caught up in social media, it's always big names. The smaller players are what are changing these teams. Derek White is one of the most important players for the Celtics. You know, all these acquisitions of these teams that they're getting are changing teams. That's what Phoenix is missing. Minnesota's so good because, sure, they got Ant, they got Carl, but they got Jaden McDaniels. They got Nickeil Alexander. They got Naz Reid. They got all these role players, right? And I think that's the difference right now and why Dallas is a good team. And they've gotten better, and they're pretty deep.
You hate Luka Garza?
Luka Garza's a legend. I'll never disrespect
Boom.
Luka Garza.
Exactly. I mean, I wasn't going to say it, but if you just look at the box score, the plus minus, he outplayed Jokic last night. So,
bro, if you
we'll just leave it at that.
You know,
I wasn't going to say it.
Yeah. I mean,
you weren't going to say it. He's an Iowa guy. And when he was
no, Luka is the best.
Well, Luka was down in the G League for a long time.
Ridiculous.
Like, score 40 points every night, and then they bring him up.
Serving it up.
Yeah, sit his ass on the bench, send him back down, score another 40, bring him up, sit his ass on the bench. He got 3 minutes last night, though, had a bucket.
Bro, you put Luka in for 4 minutes, he's putting up buckets.
Bingo.
It's automatic. I don't care what league you put him in, NBA, Big Three, G League, it don't matter. You put Luka on the floor, he gonna get to his shit and get some buckets. It's gonna happen.
Okay, so I don't want to stray too far away from the playoffs, which is the topic of discussion. We'll definitely get back into that. But the G League, that's is that the best way to figure out if somebody's going to be good in the NBA or not? Like these high school kids, right? It's either you go to college, they can go straight to the G League now, right?
Yeah.
Straight out of high school, you can go to the G League. Then there's European. Yep. It's like if you, because your dad obviously in the game, you're in the game. Let's say I had a son, okay? Boy, what a beast this
junkyard
dog. 6'4".
Yeah. Yep.
6'4". He's smacking the floor, and then he's going through the legs in Madison Square Garden.
Okay.
Okay, that's the type of player he is.
Yep.
Okay. He has an offer to everywhere in college, G League potentially available, and Europe. If I wanted him to get the NBA fastest, in your eyes, what would be the smartest route for the NBA people to figure out whether or not he'd be good at the NBA, and for us to figure out whether or not he'd be good in the NBA, you think?
I think because the G League is so up and down, for me, if you have a top-level prospect or if you've got a top-level kid, go to college. If you're that good, just go one and done. If you go into one of these blue bloods or one of these top programs, you don't even have to put up crazy numbers because you're usually coming there with some mutual talent. Like if you go to Duke, for instance, Cooper Flagg, good example, right? He could have gone overseas. He could have gone anywhere. He went to Duke. He's going to Duke University. He's coming in with 4 other top prospects. All Cooper Flagg's got to do next year is average 12, 13 points. And he's going top 5 in the draft. If he has anything better than that, he'll go number 1 in the draft. It's a 1-year process. You get to go to college. You get to play in Cameron. You get to play in rivalry games. You get to compete in top level talent. The alumni there in the look at me advocating for Duke.
Yeah, you are. I was about to say, you sound like Jay Billis right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm sorry. I got carried away there. But I think college, man. I like college, and I don't mind the unconventional route of some of these guys going overseas. That's a big jump to move away all the way from the country and go somewhere else. But you're going to play with grown men. You saw LaMelo do it. We saw a couple other guys do it. Brendan Jennings was the first one to actually do it. He left high school and didn't go to college, went right overseas, man, and played with 32-year-old men that got mortgages and kids, and that's a whole different, you know what I mean? That's a good preparation to get to the league as well. But G League for me it's just, I like the G League. It's just, the game, the way it's played, everyone in there is just trying to get points up because everyone's trying to get a call up. It's very hard sometimes to look at talent. Mac McClung is the MVP of the G League and has never gotten a call. Do you know what I'm saying?
Dunk.
Dunk.
Yeah,
he gets called for the dunk contest, even though the kid can play basketball. You know what I mean? So it's just the G League's very hit or miss with me. I prefer the old-fashioned route of college. If you want to do something new, then go overseas, play some grown men for a year.
So my kid's going to college.
Yeah.
You don't have the brain to go to Duke though. So let's make sure. And also, let's go to.
I took ping pong class, man.
Well, let's not even get into how you guys were cheating. Yeah. We can get into that if you want, Austin. Yeah, Frisbee class, ping pong class, Duke education. Got it.
That's right.
All right. Okay, let's get back to the playoffs. Connor has a question for you.
Yeah, Austin, now that, the Celtics are past the Heat and, going to the Cavs, how much does the loss of Porzingis hurt their actual finals, expectations? Because as much as we can sit here and act like Cavs-Celtics is going to be a great series, we know it's not. We know the Cavs are going to get absolutely walked by the Boston Celtics. But when you're thinking long-term here, what do you think as far as, stacking up against teams like the Timberwolves or the Nuggets without Porzingis if he can't play by then?
No, they need him. They need him for a variety of reasons. One, his length and his size and what he's able to do as a big man. They need him. And then two, he's a stretch 4. Stretch 5, depending on how they play him. And he spreads the floor. He's very problematic in the pick and roll. He's coming off pick and rolls with Brown, Tatum, Derek White. And because he can shoot like 2-3 feet behind the line, they have him pop farther behind. It's a long rotation. So now you got guys like Karl Towns or Gobert or, for instance, it'd be a Jokic, whoever the case may be. These guys have to rotate or pop all. Now you got these guys who are not accustomed to defending outside the three-point line. The floor is completely stretched out with Porzingis out there, which allows room for guys like Brown and Derek White and, most importantly, Tatum to operate. I do think they'll beat Cleveland without him, but they need him, bro. Cleveland has those long, lanky guys like Jared Allen with the afro down there and Evan Mobley down there just pity-patting the ball, getting offensive rebounds all game. Like, Porzingis is – they're gonna need him. I think they'll beat him without Porzingis, but he'll be missed. That's gonna be like a 5-6 game series. I really do believe that.
Yeah, probably 5.
Without Porzingis.
I mean, Al Horford. The thing is, in Austin, I don't want to call you a casual, but Al Horford looks like he's 25 right now. I mean, the guy is moving.
What is he sipping on? He just doesn't get old. Huh?
Exactly, he doesn't. He's still dunking, and he should be in a wheelchair. That's how good this guy has been as of late for the Celtics. And I don't want to say Luke Cornett is some sort of dark horse, but boy, we might have a Garza-esque superstar brewing on the bench right now.
Okay, so 11.5-point favorites are the Celtics this evening. That is a lot, it sounds like, in your eyes.
Yeah. That's fair. The Celtics are such a better team.
All right.
So good.
Hey, how about the Miz last night?
Really good, man.
Listen to the Miz. The Miz walks over to Connor and just goes, "We're beating you." And he starts yelling. Yelling in his face about the Cavs beating the Celtics or whatever. And it wasn't like gimmick. He was 100% in.
Yeah, he was like, Celtics will get one at home, and then when we come back to Cleveland, we'll probably steal one in game 2, and then we'll come back to Cleveland, it'll be 3-1 Cleveland. We'll win both of those games at home. And it was like, oh, okay. So we're betting on this that there's no chance Cleveland wins 2 games.
I just learned that the Cavs were in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Orlando, and now it's like, hey, here we go.
Yeah, now they're playing the Celtics.
They got a shot now. Yeah, that's everybody's talking about them just going to the Eastern Conference. Speaking of the Eastern Conference, there's a legend that is residing down in Miami. Great press conference. D-But's got a question for you, Austin.
Godfather, Pat Riley. And obviously, we just got smacked by the Celtics. Big Heat fan. Now, Jimmy was out, obviously. But going forward this offseason, obviously, he made some remarks in the press conference. But that's Pat being Pat. Do you think the Heat go after a superstar, another superstar? You mentioned the role players, and with the Heat culture, I feel like anybody we bring in there, we always develop those players around the guy. But do you think we're going after a different guy this offseason?
They're definitely going after somebody. There's no way you go back to next season thinking that the team they had this year is enough. They're already a worse version of what they were last year. They lost Gabe Vincent. They lost Max Strus. They struck out on Damian Lillard. They struck out on pretty much everybody else. They lost key guys that were good locker room guys like Kyle Lowry. So they're missing a lot. They need some more talent down there. They need more scoring. They need guys who can put the ball in the basket. They got Hero who can do that. Jimmy can do that, but I like Jimmy as and Pat Riley. If you talk about his press conference, he said that he's like, Jimmy doesn't have to be our best player. He could be a 1B guy. We're going to go try to get a 1A guy. They're going to go try to get some of these guys. Paul George. We'll see how this series ends with Donovan Mitchell and how his future and happiness in Cleveland shakes out. We've already heard rumors of Booker not being happy in Phoenix. There's a lot of scenarios here that we could find ourselves in where you got new stars going down to Miami. You would think they would be crushing that in the free agency market. They got no income tax, and you're living in Miami with a bunch of beautiful women, and you're playing for one of the biggest organizations and best stable organizations in all of sports, let alone the NBA, the Miami Heat. I love Pat Riley's comments, by the way. If you're not playing, I don't really care to hear anything you got to say anyway. I love that Jimmy talks his shit. He deserves it. He's rightfully so kept that franchise afloat and took them to finals appearances, so he deserves to talk. to be completely fair. And Pat Riley, on the other hand, has to do, his part and bring him some talent and really put a team together. But that's the culture there. I love Pat for that. They'll never change, and that's what's led to their success. But they need more talent.
Okay, Pat Riley's press conference, if you listen to the whole answer about Tyler Hero, he wasn't calling him a bitch.
No.
He was just saying that he had been a little fragile, and then nobody works harder, and he changed the way he works out. He went on to compliment him, but if you just take the clips, he's fragile. It's like, he's calling him a bitch. Nobody wants to be called fragile.
Nobody.
That is the last thing you want to be called as an athlete, no matter how soft your sport is. Like basketball, and I'm a punter. So
you're slowly coming our way, though. I can already see it. You're getting more into it. Look at you. You're talking about the Cavs today. You're stretching out. We got to get you outside of that football lane, man. Where the guaranteed contracts are, where the best athletes in the world are. That's us. I can take 30 players right now in the NBA and throw them in the NFL. You cannot take 30 NFL players and put them in the NBA.
Whoa! It's because you only allow 5 on the court. Let's all relax.
It's because you get a break every play. All you got to do is catch the ball and run north or south.
Listen, our sport.
It ain't complex.
Our sport's better. Our sport's better because we would just create a position for one of you 5'2", 40 running 6'10" guys and just put them. Can't get hit much. Fragile. All right. Little thin. Very. We would just create a position because we got big brains in our sport.
Listen.
That's what we would do.
There's a reason why hip-hop artists, when they rap, they compare themselves to ballers. They're not talking about footballers. They're talking about basketball players.
That's because they're not tough. And I'm a punter. This is me being a punter saying all these things.
There's a reason why all the girls that we get done with them, the NFL players usually end up dating them later. They come to us first, bro. We set the culture.
That's because you guys are getting worked over there. Yeah, you guys get worked over there a little bit, I think, from what I've learned from watching outside. But, hey, to be clear, the NBA is the stars. We got face masks on. You guys are handsome. Right in front of everybody. 82 games, so it's a to-do. You guys provide. Hey, listen, NBA is a fantastic. Let's not get crazy though. About 30 guys could go in there.
I mean,
who's coming? Anthony Edwards.
We got 5 max.
We got Anthony Edwards coming over.
Jimmy Butler.
Russ.
Oh, you guys are drunk early in the morning.
Russell Westbrook.
Zion at left tackle.
Zion would be fantastic, but then he would just be he'd just be a football player again, which he has been maybe this entire time.
Pretty much.
True.
I can put Josh Hart at tight end, man. Go run around and fuck shit up.
Okay, so
Draymond at D end, maybe just clubbing people.
We've seen Draymond and pass already.
We saw.
Well, he's not playing. He's not playing tight end.
Think about them running in these. You know what I mean?
Man.
It is.
Fish
it's
out
just
of water.
Nonetheless, you guys are great athletes. Okay.
Global. We're global. We're global, man. Because football somewhere else is a little bit more important. They call it. You know what I mean? When you go overseas, you talk about football. They think you're talking about real football.
What's that?
Soccer.
You don't believe that.
Shut up.
Come on.
You don't.
Come on. There's no way.
That came out of your mouth uncomfortable.
Talk about soft.
Yeah, I don't even want to. You guys flopping with the soccer community enough. I played soccer growing up. Couldn't do it, but Vincenzo last night. Middle of the hole.
I'll take the guaranteed contracts and the girls, man. Yeah. I'm good.
The guaranteed contract, definitely. Yeah, you guys won.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, the MLB was beating all of us for a while, but
with the exception of the quarterback, I think the quarterback's the hardest position in sports. It's a nutty position to be looking through a visor like this, having people try to rip your head off, knowing 1,000 plays where everyone's supposed to be. I have a lot of respect for quarterbacks. I don't know how they do it.
LeBron James could play in the NFL, we assume, at this stage and throughout his entire time.
Yep. He's a unicorn.
TJ McConnell.
You know, Jalen Suggs was a top 5 football player in the country in high school, but he chose basketball instead.
All those guys work out. The top guys in the country, they always make it to the NFL. Those guys always happen. Yeah. I remember that little white kid. Remember, he was 8 years old running all those.
Syracuse and Duke.
Greg Paulus.
Duke.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was the best of all time. He threw 6 picks, I think, in one game for Syracuse.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, it'll transition. Yeah, it'll be easy. No problem getting in the NFL.
I love how that's who you throw out there is this. Greg Paulus, you got a deep bag, bro.
Top quarterback in the
league. Allen Iverson, I think, would have been fantastic in the end. There's certain guys that are just like any sport. But wait a minute, we got Dion. Okay. Yeah, we got Dion play. Dion could have played your sport if he wanted to.
Bo Jackson.
Huh?
No, he couldn't have.
You're telling me if Dion, his entire life, focused on basketball, you don't think he would have been able to figure it out?
Oh, probably, yeah. His whole life, yeah. He was a generational athlete.
How about Bo? How about Bo?
For sure. He was a generational athlete.
Jim Thorpe.
Yeah, duh.
Boom.
Tom Brady, you don't think he could have figured out the NBA?
Absolutely not.
What? Haven't seen his jumper then.
Let's get back to the NBA. Okay, Brunson's in the middle of a run right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we have to not even in the top 50 players getting paid this year. Okay, so he's going to be due some sort of money, or he's going to want out of the Knicks. Average 40 points. This is a Hembo stat. Here are all the players in the history of the NBA that have averaged 40 points per game over a 5-game span in the postseason. Just went for 43 last night. Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Allen Iverson, Michael Jordan, Bernard King, Rick Barry, Jerry West, Will Chamberlain, Elgin Baylor, and Jalen Brunson.
Damn.
Okay, that's quite a list to be added to there for big body ballin' Brunson right there. What a run. It is an honor to watch it. Should have went home with an L. But now, he's a part of a list that is literally just all Hall of Famers. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, good for the Knicks finding their guy, seemingly, because it was a year ago when who's the coach for the Aces?
Becky Hammond.
She said they didn't have anybody big enough.
Yeah, said Brunson isn't big enough to be the guy to lead a team.
Yeah, he can't be a 1A guy. That's what she said. She was obviously completely wrong. To give her the benefit of the doubt, I don't think anybody thought Brunson was going to be this dominant. I mean, we all knew he was good, but my God, bro, look at these numbers, man.
Yeah, we saw it.
Yeah.
We saw it. We've been watching it. And it's been great to hear our Knicks fan in the office be absurd about it all. Hey, we appreciate you for joining us, Austin. You're the man, brother.
Hey, appreciate you for having me. I'm always.
You couldn't have played in the
available.
NFL, right? You couldn't have played in the NFL.
No, I wasn't a football guy. You want to know a quick story before I get out? I tried out for football in 8th grade, but you don't play with football down here in Florida. All right, you can't do that.
Yeah.
I tried out for 10 minutes and I retired.
Because you're soft? Because you're soft?
It was 100 degrees. I was about to pass out, and they're running routes, and I'm getting screamed at for no reason. It was the first practice. This who does that? I'm going to go in the gym and take care of myself.
So you're soft.
Go hoop.
So you're soft? Is that what you said?
I'm fragile.
Oh,
okay,
don't call that. I guess the NBA, Pat Riley was giving a compliment. Yeah, don't mind.
True.
Fragile, yeah, you're right. I'm expensive and all that stuff. All right, we appreciate that. You're the man. Ladies and gentlemen, Austin Rivers.
Yeah, Austin.
These NBA guys been popping off about playing in the NFL. And I'm not the one who should be speaking for the NFL, but let's hold the phone. There's a little bit different animal whenever there's a chance there's a helmet coming.
Yeah. Different level of mental toughness for us. I mean, they're kind of like the F1 cars of motorsports.
I think
we're
so.
more like NASCAR, off-road and that type of shit. So, fragile, expensive.
They are so tall, so athletic.
Yeah.
Free.
For sure.
Just aliens walking around. All of them. Like, there's no NBA player that has walked into a room where people haven't gone, what's that? Even if they didn't know who they were. So that's an advantage in basketball, obviously. But in football, that could work against you. Now, obviously, getting the ball thrown to the crossbar on like a goal line play or something like that is a huge advantage. But you're not just going to stand there with your hand up and like with one elbow in your back like you're in the block.
No.
It is.
Body.
There's going to be especially with how big you are.
Yeah, there's a pop.
Then you got to get up and do it again and again. And
it goes on and 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 on. And you put that on repeat for 18 weeks.
Exactly.
And then playoffs.
So really, it's just going to continue to go on and 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 on.
That's Bob Parsons, potentially, I think. I don't know if that's founder of GoDaddy, PXG, and Parsons Technologies.
Yep.
He wrote a book called Fire and Hole.
Can't wait.
The box. Can't wait to read it. Self-made vet. Vietnam vet, I believe.
Yep.
Billionaire. So, friend of the program, has done the ayahuasca.
Yep.
And did the whole thing. Gave us golf clubs. I go worse at golf, not because of clubs, but because of me. So, I feel like I let him down. But he wrote a book. We got it. It should be fantastic. Joining us now is a guy who does a lot of writing. He is the head creative doctor.
Yeah, and lead content strategist.
Strategist.
Boom.
For Monday morning quarterback. Ladies and gentlemen, Albert Breer.
Yeah, Albert.
It's a good name. It's a good title. It's a good title.
It's a fancy title, yeah. Very fancy title.
I want to make sure I get it right here. I don't think I have.
Content strategist, yeah. It's been up on my Twitter page for 5 years, so it must be true.
It's a good name.
That's a long time.
Content strategist. Holy shit. The strategy meetings that you are leading have to be so awesome.
Lots of strategy meetings. Yep.
Well,
constant. We've needed a lot of strategy at Sports Illustrated over the last 4 months, but I think we're out of the woods now. So
Hey, congratulations.
Let's go, man.
Yeah.
Congratulations. I heard there was a Sports Illustrated party down at Kentucky Derby. We didn't even know Sports Illustrated was still going. It is. You're crushing it.
Yep.
Sports Illustrated is still breaking news, still part of the Americana, Sports Americana, which I think is good because we were all bummed out. We were legitimately, I think, bummed out to hear that. Sports Illustrated is still crushing it, and we got good strategy from what I'm hearing, Albert.
There you go. Yep. Lots of strategy on the NFL side over here.
Okay, good strategy here is Kirk Cousins, right? We learned this from you, okay? So allegedly, Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings were very transparent with each other about what the future potentially looked like if he was to go back. They were going to take a high draft pick, potentially on a quarterback, even if he came back as a signed veteran quarterback for them. Now, that is potentially a part of the reason why he decided to not stay in Minnesota, ends up in Atlanta. Then Atlanta, boom, draft night, gets Michael Penix Jr. with the 8th overall pick. Shakes the entire world. Obviously, Kirk didn't know this was going to happen, yada, yada. So how much do we know of that to be 100% true? And also, how much do we know of that potential decision for the Vikings to be like a main reason why Kirk Cousins didn't want to be there, Albert?
Yeah, well, this goes back a year, actually, Pat. Like when they were talking about an extension last year, the whole thing for Kirk was that they weren't willing to guarantee anything past 2024. And, going into this year, the same sort of context existed. They had told him last year, we may be looking at drafting a quarterback high in 2024. Like, this might be the year we do it. There's a good class coming. The opportunity is there. We might strike. And so, that all went into the decision not to do an extension during the 2023 offseason. They come into 2024. And, I don't want to sound like an idiot here, okay? Because the guy did sign a deal for $45 million per year. And so you can't say it wasn't about the money because the money is a factor in all of these. But I think the bigger thing to Kirk going into it was he wanted a contract that reflected that he would be the starting quarterback for whatever team he went to for the next few years. And the Vikings put an offer in front of him that guaranteed some, but not all of his money for 2025. And as they talk through it, the Vikings really never backed down from the idea that, we could take your successor in the 2024 draft. So part of the way that Kirk and his people looked at this was, okay, so if we sign this contract that doesn't guarantee everything in 2025, that they get out of after 2024, and they may be taking my successor in April, well, then I may just be the quarterback here for 1 year, and they may trade me after the year. They could theoretically cut me after the year if the young rookie comes in and kills it. And so he goes to market thinking, I want to find a place that's going to commit to me as the starting quarterback for the next few years, and I want that reflected in the contract. And the Falcons were able to do that by guaranteeing not just 2024, also all of 2025 and part of 2026.
Got it.
And the thought was, okay, going forward, now I'm going to be the starting quarterback here for the next 3 years at least, maybe for the next 4 years. And he talked about the idea of retiring as a Falcon. And never was it related to him that they could take a quarterback in the top 10. Now, the flip side of this is the Falcon side of it. Terry Fontenot, the general manager there, was in New Orleans in 2017 when Patrick Mahomes came out. And I'm sure you know, Pat, Sean Payton was very, very high, as were all the Saints people on Patrick Mahomes. And they felt like the reason why they lost Patrick Mahomes that year is because word of their interest got out, and the Chiefs knew it. In fact, Brett Veach, who's the GM now, who's working in the personnel department there then, after they traded up with the Bills, texted, got him to one of the Saints people, clearly showing them, like, we knew you wanted him, and we're coming and stealing him from you. So for the Falcons people, for Terry Fontenot, who had come from the Saints, like, if we like one of these quarterbacks, we can't tell anybody. We got to sit there at 8, and we got to pretend that we're taking Dallas Turner or Byron Murphy or Malik Neighbors or someone else. And so, I think it was, on one side, you see Kirk's side of it. And, I know I'm going on a little bit here, but on one side, you see Kirk's side of it, which is, hey, look, like, I walked away from this other team after they had been upfront and honest with me about it. And now I'm paying the price for that, for not asking the same questions as the Falcons. And then on the flip side, you have the Falcons general manager having been through something like this in New Orleans and having lost a generational talent as a result of it.
Yeah, and it's a fascinating thing because last year with the amount of backup quarterbacks that played, I mean, and Kirk's coming off an Achilles. So if by week 9, 10, which we do not hope happens, because we all like Kirk and everything like that, but if Michael Penix ends up playing next year and playing well, they're going to look like geniuses because you need a backup quarterback anyways, especially with the way the league is kind of going right now. The only thing that was interesting is nobody expected it after the deal they just gave Kirk, with the holes they have on their team and the lack of success that they've had seemingly over the last few years. So obviously that's the big reaction. But hey, they're getting paid to do it, not us. The future will tell us if it was accurate or not. The other moves that are being kind of chatted about. Tone's got a question for you, Albert.
Yeah, Albert, I read in your article about how you were kind of confused why everyone thought the Steelers were going to trade for a wide receiver because that is not their MO. That is not something they've ever done. As a Steelers fan, I couldn't agree with you more. But doesn't it feel like Omar Khan's a little bit different, and then maybe that led to some of the speculation? Or are you just hearing that there's probably going to be sticking where they are and going moving forward?
I mean, I think that they're gonna. I think you're gonna get an idea of what you have over the course of the next 4 or 5 weeks as they get into OTAs and the full squad minicamp, and so they'll get a look at what Roman Wilson, their second round pick, looks like out there, what George Pickens looks like coming back. You'll have a more full idea of what you got at the position. But no, their MO has always been to develop from within at that spot. The last time a guy who came from the outside into the Steelers organization led the team in receiving was during World War II, to give you an idea of how long it's been. I mean, they've almost always been homegrown at the position. And so, I think they approached the draft the same way a lot of other teams did. They haven't used a first-round pick on a receiver since Santonio Holmes in 2006. And there were a lot of teams like right in that area where they were drafting at 20, looking at it and having a tackle need and having a receiver need and looking at the landscape and saying it's going to be much easier to get a receiver on day 2 or even day 3 than it will be to get a tackle. So we need to take care of our tackle need now. And I think Troy Fautanu is somebody who a lot of teams like. Like the Jets might have considered him at 10 if both if Olu Fashanu had been gone and Rome Odunze had been gone. Like that would have been consideration for them as high as 10. So they wind up with a left tackle who does have some medical concerns, but is a really, really great player and clean character-wise too. They're at 20 and take care of their receiver need right in the area where they've gotten great receivers in the past and getting Roman Wilson there.
Yeah, you said that the Steelers normally since when did you say? Since World War II?
World War II. I can't remember the guy's name, but I actually looked it up. It was 1941, and it was this guy, and I'm not even making this up. It was because the Eagles and the Steelers have lost guys to the war.
Steagles.
Where the Eagles sent a bunch of guys over to the Steelers.
Steagles.
And this receiver was one of them. Yeah. I don't think it was the Steagles team, but it was right in that era where World War II had messed with people's rosters. And so this receiver who had played for the Eagles wound up on the Steelers.
Bringing up the World War II, I don't know if the people even learn about World War II anymore. I'm genuinely wondering if anybody even learns about World War II anymore, with the way the world entire is going. But the Steelers have done different stuff. They fired an offense coordinator for the first time ever.
Since World War II.
Probably World War II. Last year. So who knows how it'll go. But I think they got a lot of energy over there in Pittsburgh about this Steelers team and what the future is going to look like whenever. Just a few months back, it was not like that in Pittsburgh. Steelers fans were real gloom and doom. Now all of a sudden you bring in some flash signings, you have a good power draft, you get Naj to another earn it, and then Jalen Warren, it's like Steelers fans are pumped. I am excited to see how they deal with it. Now, there's another fan base that's all jacked up too because they got the quarterback of the future, but who made the pick? Connor has a question for you.
Yeah, Albert, right now the Patriots are kind of going through their GM, choosing process, and I believe the plan this entire time was to do the draft and then after hire a full-time GM. Is the leader in the clubhouse still hungry like the Elliott Wolf, or is there a chance that some of these other guys come in from outside, even though by all accounts all Patriots fans are very happy with what Elliott Wolf did in the draft?
Yeah, I'd be stunned if it was anybody but Elliott Wolf. Connor, my guess would be that they go through the process over the next couple of weeks, and maybe they wind up hiring somebody who they interviewed through the process underneath Elliott Wolf as assistant GM or something else. I think that could happen, but I can't imagine anybody other than Elliott Wolf will have the top position there. Whether or not they get the GM title is another question. But this was part of the plan all along. The NFL has this term, primary football executive. If you're hiring somebody into that role, you have to go through this process. And that had been Bill Belichick for them. And so when Belichick left the building, they had to get permission from the league to say, we want to push this off till post-draft. They pushed it off till post-draft because they wanted to get a look at the guys in-house and how those guys did their jobs without Bill Belichick, the shadow of Belichick sort of being over them. And, it's interesting because you can go back to like the 2019 draft when the scouts really liked A.J. Brown and Deebo Samuel, and Bill kind of overruled some of those guys and went with N'Keal Harry. There were all kinds of stories like that where the Crafts really felt like we want to give the guys in-house a chance to prove themselves, and we want to give them some runway here and get to see them doing the jobs before we make a final decision on what we're going to do. And Elliott's been a number 2 in Green Bay. He was a number 2 in Cleveland, so he's been close to the general manager title before. He's interviewed for a bunch of jobs. And, as long as everything went well over the last 3 months, he was always going to be the guy. And my guess would be that'll become official here in the next couple of weeks.
Drake May. The boys are buzzing in New England around Drake May.
Oh, yeah.
The boys are buzzing up there around Drake. He's so big. I don't know if you got a chance to see him. He's a big.
Yeah, he is. He looks like a quarterback.
Amen.
100%.
And he can move. He led the North Carolina team in rushing 2 years ago. I mean, it's like he's big, he's strong.
He was like a Division I basketball recruit. Like he was. Like, go watch his basketball highlights. He can move now.
Well, his older brothers, he is. Yeah. I mean, and the night before the draft, he was hooping. That's what he was doing.
Pretty cool.
Literally in Detroit with his brothers. It's like
they rented out the Detroit Athletic Club. He and his brothers went and played pickup the night before the draft.
That's the guy.
Yeah, as long as his dumb, drunk uncle isn't running his mouth.
Oh, amen.
Yeah,
that boost back.
Get that bum out of town. The uncle. The rest of the family's awesome. Last question here about draft night from Ty, Albert.
Yeah, Albert, just curious. Yep. I don't know what your affiliation at MMQB is with the NFL, but just curious, did you get like sack tapped or pee-pee whacked after the first night of the draft for tip and picks? Because we were following it. And
thank you, Albert.
Yeah,
we appreciate you, Albert.
It was huge because
we got some shit because of you.
We did. You were 2 to 3 picks ahead.
Gotten a couple texts. I may or may not have gotten a couple texts on that. Like, but you got to let them know you're there sometimes, right, guys?
Yeah, man. Sports Illustrated still alive. Absolutely.
And honestly, yeah. I mean, especially being at SI, we really need to let them know we're still there. But I honestly, like for me, functionally, I was on TV all night doing shows up here, and it allowed us to get like 5-10 minutes ahead of the draft. So so it actually had a functional benefit for us too.
Oh yeah, Albert. Yeah. You were.
Everybody's competing, right? Same. You guys were out there competing. You guys were in the circle.
We were just riding your tweet.
Yeah, exactly.
We were.
I'll tell you. Hey, Bill was phenomenal with you guys. I've been around him enough. You can tell with his tone, right? Like when you're getting the real Bill. And it's like this slightly annoyed tone, right? And you guys got 100% of that.
Well, no, there was a couple times where we were way off.
Yeah, wide open.
And he was like, "Can we get back to the? Can we get back to the film?" I was like, "Oh, is this?" Because every time he would pitch an idea before the draft, he was like, "It would be a full thought out plan, how it would be executed, what he would like to see happen," and then he would go, "Is that something you'd want?" I'm like, "It sounds like it's something you want." Well, it's not my show. I'm like,
but he knew what he was doing. Like,
yes.
He knew what he was doing the whole time because he was like the whole time he was like queuing up video with your producer.
Foxy, talking to Foxy, yeah. We had a nice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, Pat. I got on. There was one day, and I tweeted this like I think it was last week, but I got caught in a rabbit hole where I was all the way down to like 28, 29, 30, watching like all of his assessments. He did a really good job with all of that.
Yeah, we were lucky for it as well as we're lucky for you. Have a great one. We got to get to a hard out. You're the man. Ladies and gentlemen, the content strategist at Monday Morning Quarterback, Albert Breer. Thank you, buddy. All right, be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change their life. Take 3. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the commissioner of the NFL. Don't listen to them. No. Roger Goodell. Shut your mouth. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining us. You're our commissioner. Don't worry about these bums out there. From us to you, we'd like to give you a gift that we know you're a big fan of. Ladies and gentlemen, some peanut M&Ms for our commish.
This is why we're on set?
Yep, you can take these with you.
Oh,
you can take them home.
I might just I got a gift for you.
What? Oh.
You ready?
Yeah, I like that.
With the 222nd pick in the 2009 NFL Draft.
Oh, yeah.
The Indianapolis Colts select Pat McAfee. Hunter, West Virginia.
Hell yeah!
Come on here, baby.
Good pick!
Thank you, Raj.
I'll pick him up.
Thank you, Raj. I'm not going to pick you up because you got that
That's
back.
all right.
Yeah.
I got it. There's your card, baby. That's real.
That's awesome.
I've been keeping that for, 15 years?
You had it in your back pocket this whole time. This is cool. Thank you for this. So whenever we say that you have to answer to 31 billionaires, how accurate is that?
32. Well, you're not counting Green Bay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Doesn't count.
Big Pop. There's a Green Bay Packers.
I didn't know he did.
Yeah, no, that was.
I don't actually think that way. I actually think I answer to them. I think I answer to the media partners. I think I answer the players. I think I answer the owners too. The idea for me is to try to keep everyone happy. I always say that my biggest job is not to piss off more than 24 owners in a given day.
How did you know the draft would be awesome if you traveled it, and did you see this happening?
I'd be kidding you if I thought it was going to be as big as it is. We felt like we could be bigger than we were in Radio City. But what happened is Radio City actually put a holiday show in and said, you can't have the draft until June. And that's when we said, we're out of here.
So they
And
kicked you out?
That's when we went on the road.
Well, Taylor Swift, we know.
Well, that's a different kind of influence.
How about, hey, listen, a lot of jokes from
They're booing Taylor Swift?
Yeah, you can't boo.
They're idiots.
Yeah, you're going to be a part of an album.
Wow.
Do it. Get a little louder. She is going to cook you. A lot of the internet was saying Roger Goodell was sitting at home through the moon about this.
Well, they thought it was part of the script.
Yes, then he went talk to her. There it is. Is there a thought of adding another one, maybe adding another bye week, or are we good at 17 right now?
Well, I think we're good at 17 now, but listen, we're looking at how we continue. I'm not a fan of the preseason. I don't think we need preseason.
Waste of time, right, and energy.
I don't buy it, and I don't think these guys like it either.
Well, they have to spend full price for the tickets for those games.
No, they're actually discounted now. So
Thank you for doing that.
I'd rather replace a preseason game with a regular season any day. That's just picking quality, right? If we got to 18-2, that's not an unreasonable thing. The other thing it does, which I thought you were going to, is that ends up on President's Day weekend, which is a 3-day weekend, which makes a Sunday night, and then you have Monday off. So that's
wow.
Now we're cooking.
See,
now we're cooking.
Did you talk to the president about having the Monday after the Super Bowl off too?
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey,
Why?
let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for. The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pig!
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Sport! Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Sports Tuesday, May 7th, 2024. Hour 2 of the program starts now. Sports are what we get to talk about every single day, and we're lucky to do it. I don't do it alone. Obviously, I have the greatest group of dudes around me every single Monday through Friday, except for whenever we decide to take time off, which is very rare, but certainly coming up. Just a little announcement. Okay. We're getting buried here. Once these NBA playoffs.
Oh, baby.
Now, we still got months. We still got time.
We got a month.
But we got TST coming.
Yeah.
Okay, we got TST coming down in Cary, North Carolina. Think there's going to be a couple potential Fridays off, Thursdays off. We don't like to do that, though, because we're so incredibly lucky that people ride alongside of their days with us. And the dumbest group of people that have ever been assembled around microphones that people listen to. The Talks the Table is here at Boston Connor, at Ty Schmidt. An agave straw company has already reached out to us about saving those turtles right there on, maybe racist turtles right there on your chest.
These are not racist ones. I can confirm that. I conferred after during the break, and I said, hey, are you guys racist turtles? Word on the street, not racist sea turtles, so that's good news. And the agave straws, we just need to spread the word about that so that no one ever has to put that floppy, flaccid, gross paper straw in your mouth.
You just tell the agave people, like, hey, we appreciate it. We like plastic straws, though.
I like metal straws.
Metal
that works too.
I hate metal.
Yeah, but it's hard to travel. What do you travel with that?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I have a special pocket I got knitted into all my pants.
Somebody just gave me a little thing that I could probably put a metal straw in. Shout out to Bruce.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe there's people that travel with straws.
I have a foldable one, yeah.
Yeah, snap it in, snap it out.
Kind of like a laser pointer, like one of those pointers
bingo.
that you pull stick.
Yeah, exactly.
Pull
You
it
guys
out.
are all,
yeah, pull stick.
Screw it in like pull stick.
That's one half of the hammer. Cowboys, Tone Diggs, real carer of nature.
Yes.
You know, I think that's what we're learning right there. 9-year NFL vet, big brain, Terry State Butler's here. D-Butch.
Sure, appreciate you.
Joining us now from an attic in Ohio, ladies and gentlemen, the college football national champion, Super Bowl champion, Ryder Cup winner, current president of Ohio, AJ Hawk.
Yeah, baby, Hawker.
Hawker, how you doing? First hour, we talked to Austin Rivers, who is sleeveless, talking about basketball, talking about the Pacers getting screwed in the future. And then, obviously, we had a chance to chat with Albert Breer about a lot of NFL stuff. Anything that you got to catch up on that you heard that caught your eye from the program that started today?
Well, first thing, I'd like to apologize. I had no idea turtles were that racist. I saw the video. It's proven. It's a fact now. I look at every turtle much, much differently now, so I apologize. It took me 40 years to figure it out.
I don't think it's every turtle. Yeah, May 7th, 2024, we just found out that there is a portion of turtles that are seemingly racist assholes. It's not us. It's film.
Mm-hmm. And here it is.
Aggressively racist, too.
And then, look, it's not just white. It's like the whitest Air Force Ones.
Not even.
No, I got no problems with that.
It's just like the cap I was wearing earlier.
Actually trying to attack the shadow.
What if they did have full hoods?
Yep.
These turtles got little hoods and capes.
Full regalia.
Burning the outline of turtles
Yeah.
on grass all over the place.
That's what we know. And there's that one turtle that learned how to hold a sign.
That's right.
Walking in front of them. Slowest.
It's like Planet of the Apes.
Slowest protest of all time. These turtles just
lasted forever.
Forever. It's still happening.
God.
They're just still walking.
I think I saw them at Harvard, actually.
It's crazy. You never tell a story about Jesus. You never hear the story about the tortoise and the hare. You know, they never follow up on, what color was the hare?
No, right. No.
You don't really do what color was the bunny in this entire thing, because we don't even know if it'll get off a start line. Depending upon because the attack that could happen.
Couple broken legs.
We learned that today.
Yeah.
Certainly not excusing the behavior, but turtles. I mean, some of them have lived to be over 100 years old, so they grew up at a different time.
That's a great point.
They need a little education on
how
how society has evolved.
Yeah, if you were born when the Emancipation Proclamation got signed, there probably is a chance you have some different views.
I do love whenever you read a headline. 85-year-old man says something. No shit. He's been saying that for literally 8 decades.
Yeah, long time.
Fuck everybody.
Hey, that's what he said.
I was quoting. I was doing journalism.
Quoted.
Yeah, that's on me. Let's talk a little bit about sports here. AJ, did you know that you didn't? I'm assuming because you were in the league and you follow football every day of your life and love the sport. Darius and I had a full-on. When did this happen? And what's that called whenever you remember something a little bit different?
Mandela effect.
The Mandela effect. So I don't know if that's what's happening with us right now, but like the OTAs, okay? That was just offseason. OTAs had different phases, and then there was mandatory minicamp at the end of OTAs, right? Is that how you remember this?
Yes.
It's not it. They're not.
What is it now?
They're not in OTAs right now.
Nope.
Are they already at a mandatory minicamp?
Nope.
No.
They're an off-season conditioning program phase 2 right now. They're in the OCP phase 2 as opposed to the OTA, because I was saying to the boys, hey, let's get some video roundup from OTAs. And then they obviously look on the internet, they go, OTAs haven't started until May 20th. It's like I saw Aaron Rodgers throwing a football at the Jets facility. They're like, well, maybe that was rookie minicamp. I'm like, vets aren't allowed at rookie minicamp. It's OTAs, and then when rookie minicamp happens, you have a break, actually. And then you're back to OTAs, and then that goes all the way through mandatory minicamp, and then you got summer, and then you got training. It's like, no, now we have the offseason conditioning program phase 2 that's happening around the NFL. OTAs aren't until later in the month, and then it gets into mandatory minicamp. So I heard Matt Conti of the Indianapolis Colts is the one that created all these phrasing, and I like to say I'm done with it. This is OTAs. They're in the middle of OTAs right now.
Yeah. Well, the phases, those became a thing after the CBA, if you remember. Like phase 1, you couldn't touch a football, all that weird stuff. But it was just OTA phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, minicamp, whatever it may be. So why the name? What they get bored? What happened?
Bingo. Matt Conti.
Yep.
I think it was Matthew Conti of the Indianapolis Colts, PR guy. He was the one that caught hell for me earlier.
But they're wearing helmets. When you're wearing helmets on the field, that is an OTA to me.
Well, an OTA is just off-season. It's an organized.
The first day you show up for off-season program, that is OTAs.
Yep, all the volunteer. Dove reported on the Eagles lifting weights. Yep. So that was obviously a little change.
So with that being said, let's go off-season conditioning program phase 2 roundup. Okay, let's see some videos that have hit the internet. Joe Burrow's back doing it. Obviously, yesterday we saw him just warming up. The tan is fantastic. Spent the weekend down at the G1 race down in Miami. Has a little wobble, but he threw a lot of touchdowns that were wobbly last year as well. He said his wrist injury is something that not a lot of... Joey B's all the way back, throwing darts. He said there's good days with his wrist, there's bad days with his wrist. There is a couple, plays that are being leaked by people that aren't within the Cincinnati Bengals organization or social media, where maybe Joey Burrow misses a little low and outside, but that's going to happen. That's what practice is for. Yeah. So any video you see of Joe is going to get talked about, but off-season conditioning program phase 2 is going well in Cincinnati, seemingly for Joey Burrow back from an injury, AJ.
Yeah, so he had wrist surgery. Did he say what it was exactly they had to do?
No. We just saw a post that Joey Burrow told the media that he has never seen another quarterback with the wrist injury that he had. Linebackers, I think offensive linemen. Yeah, Albert Breer actually reported it. Joe Burrow said he couldn't find another quarterback who had the wrist injury that he did. He talked with offensive and defensive linemen and linebackers that had it, but emphasized that those guys don't necessarily need the mobility in the wrist that he does. He also said the wrist has good days and bad days, just like his knee did. He'll be smart about it, but he's out there doing behind-the-back passes and everything. I feel like he is in a good spot.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm very concerned. I may just be scarred from the Andrew Luck era here in Indy, but whenever you get one of those injuries that aren't like, hey, it's 8, it's 12 weeks, it's this, it's that. Not even his shoulder, the calf. Remember the calf that was just lingering for a long time. So for him to still have good days and bad days coming into, what is it called now?
Off-season conditioning program phase 2.
Yeah, coming into this point in the season, you want, everybody, but obviously your franchise quarterback to be, even Aaron Rodgers coming in, hey, no limitations. That's kind of what you want coming to this point in the year. And obviously he's been banged up, in college and then early on in his career. So hopefully, it's all go ahead, but this is concerning for me.
Well, in the injury, and thank you for that, but I can see how you would feel that way. The injury being a physical one kind of goes back to how Joey Burrow plays. He takes massive shots. Stop taking as many. He's been mic'd up as saying, I don't need to take as many. But for this injury to be a D-line, offensive line, linebacker injury, it's like, okay, so something happened to him that he's not even able to get advice from other quarterbacks. And being able to do this, pretty big deal.
Yeah.
Pretty big deal for a quarterback. It's like when Andrew, I thought you were leading to when he had his shoulder. He had a shoulder injury, he came back.
Yeah, that took,
the balls, he was cleared to play, but the balls were lollipop. I mean, it was, me and Vinny were watching a training camp that's not
the same.
That's not an NFL quarterback. That's not Andrew Luck. Seems like there's a little juice though on Joey's ball. Because I don't think it's the torque. It's more so the.
How long though, Pat? Did you hear? He said when he feels good, he'll throw the days that he does feel good. But is that just for off-season program, or does that count training camp? How long do you think he'll have these days on and off?
I don't know. We have months until it actually matters, so we have to remember that. But I assume all this is a great step in the process, and you might be worried because what if it does linger? What if it does just continue to linger, and which is what D-Bunch is kind of alluding to.
It's good that it's not. It doesn't look heavily taped and things like that. Because we all had teammates who played their entire careers with bulky ass wrist brace and they couldn't bend or move, or all their fingers taped up, but when you're playing D-line, O-line, you can get away with that. Obviously, as a quarterback, it's not only just throwing, but taking hits, breaking your fall, all these different things that he has to do. So, hopefully, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. So hopefully,
tough guy too.
Yeah, and I think the cause for the concern, if you are a Bengals fan or just a fan in the NFL, is if this hasn't been an injury that a quarterback's had before, like he said last year, it was it was hurting him going into the game that he injured it on. But like this, I don't think this is the type of thing. Like when that goes, like it's not like he'll be back in 4 to 6 weeks or whatever. Like I think if he has another issue with it, like that's a season-ending injury.
All valid points. Joey B's back in my eyes, and his hair looks amazing. I'm excited for the Bengals to be back to who the Bengals are. Tyler Boyd actually just signed with the Titans. Speaking of the Bengals, there's now a nice little weaponry around Will Levis down there in Tennessee, who seemingly had a plan this whole time, which is wild.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was the case. Another offseason conditioning program, phase 2 roundup here before we're joined by an absolute legend. Anthony Richardson, quarterback that was hurt last year for the Indianapolis Colts. He's back spinning it. Looks bigger, stronger, faster than ever.
He does.
Looks big. This guy's a horse. Okay, we were watching Kentucky Derby.
He is.
He's a horse. He's an actual Colt, maybe even a Bronco at this point. And he's throwing darts to a farmer. This guy's an actual farmer. He was on Zaire Franklin and EJ Speed's podcast from his barn, sitting on hay, Michael Pittman Jr.
That's awesome.
And obviously, we had A.D. Mitchell to the crew. We got Dahn's. And, you know, this is a year now for Anthony Richardson, and we're all excited to watch him play. And that's the offseason conditioning program, phase 2 roundup.
Yeah.
We'll do it later in the show whenever we have some time, because guess what? Philadelphia's getting after it.
Yeah.
They learned how to do squats and stuff. Doug Kleiman said wait till 31 other teams do that, and the place went bananas. There's also some footage of Aaron Rodgers back at the Jets facility. You know, he was at the Derby all weekend with this inveterate gambler, AJ Hawk, all weekend in Kentucky, goes back to New York, New Jersey. So we'll continue to keep everybody updated with what's going on in the off-season conditioning program, phase 2. When did that start? I hate it. I absolutely...
No sense.
Well, it's so that they can divvy it up even more during the new CBA negotiations. The more shit you can negotiate, the more leverage you have, and I assume both parties are happy with it, but it sounds dumb saying it whenever we got to talk about it. Joining us now is a man who's never sounded dumb saying anything.
No.
He's been with ESPN for 31 years, if my math is accurate. Hired in 1993. Has been covering hockey for ESPN for a long time. Was the only person in the ESPN's hockey coverage to pick the Bruins to beat the Panthers in this particular series.
Hell yeah.
He looks like a genius right now after game 1 goes 5-1 to the Boston Bruins. Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Levy.
What's up, fellas?
Hey, great shirt, obviously. Rest in peace to the legend. Steve, now let's talk about you thinking the Boston Bruins are going to be able to beat the Panthers and being the only one in the entire ESPN NHL roster to think that's the case. For us, obviously, we grew up watching hockey. We know Game 7 into a Game 1 is a little bit easier than people think it is, and then having a week off going into a Game 1, a lot harder than people think it is. Do you think that was indicative of the game last night, or do you think this is how the entire series goes, Steve?
Absolutely a factor, and along those same lines, watch out for Dallas tonight, right? Dallas is in the same spot off an emotional Game 7. Colorado's been sitting around for a week after they took care of our Winnipeg Jets. But thanks to you, Pat, the whole world knows where Winnipeg is right now.
Yep. It's right over
and now they're playing golf, but we know where the city is, or the province, yeah.
It's right here, Steve. If this was Canada, it would be right here. Real far. Indiana down here.
Yep.
It is it would have been a real far trip. Quite a bummer. We've gotten invited back to now to go up to the
Edmonton
Oilers.
Yeah, Edmonton. Oh, which province is
it's Alberta?
That's Alberta.
Jeez,
Yeah.
It's right near where you're pointing.
Did we learn this? I don't know if I did.
No, 'cause
I
we
don't
didn't care.
think America cared at all. No. I just want to let Canada geography. I was a geography bowl champ, 8th grade.
What?
Geography bowl champion.
Oh, Edmonton.
What's that mean?
I won the geography bowl. I knew shit that other people didn't. Our valedictorian and I, final 2. I win. Second largest coral reef in the world, Belize. Final answer. That's the winner. Give me the cup. Got presented a trophy. Wow. Yeah. Have no idea about these provinces. How many are there, Gump? How many guys got up there?
Edmonton?
No, provinces.
Oh, great question.
Jesus!
I mean, that's a problem.
Man, we don't got to go down this road again, brother. I've explained this a million times.
That's the tune.
Show me a paintbrush and a sprayer, brother. I don't know a damn thing about provinces. Vancouver's British Columbia, Edmonton's Alberta.
7?
There's territories as well, though.
Yeah, it's the North
Yukon Territories, Northwest Territories.
How did they not just join us, you think, in 1776, Steve? I don't know how it happened, but I am. Hey, Canada's got its own thing going on. 25,000 to leave right now. It could be 30. But the Alaska being right here is wild. You know what I mean? That's a wild. I mean, what I'm learning, I think, is I don't know enough. You know, that's what I'm learning. Like, how did this all happen? We have no idea. We have no clue.
No, none. But to your point, growing up in school, you're not wasting a breath on teaching kids about Canada and the U.S.
What's that all about?
Well, just who cares? That's kind of what it's all about.
No.
And I think that's the way the teachers felt as well.
No, hockey, great.
Hockey's awesome.
Lacrosse, great.
For sure.
Canadians we know, awesome.
Yes.
Bobby Roode, I get a chance to see him every Monday. The glorious Bobby Roode, legend. Toronto Maple Leafs fan, dead.
Loser.
See you later.
But do you think Bobby Roode knows what the capital of Arkansas is?
I'm sure he'd be able to figure it out. Yeah, I think they're much smarter than us when it comes to that type of stuff.
Okay.
Well, that's also because they live right on our border.
Yeah.
Probably. Okay. That's what Canada is known for. We're not getting into this. Steve Levy's joining us.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Steve, we're so sorry. It's kind of your fault.
No, it's actually my fault. I took us a left. You asked Boston, Florida. I went Winnipeg for some reason. It's my fault.
Yeah, well, our Winnipeg prediction did get dunked on the internet pretty quickly. You know, that happened. But hey, that whiteout, we'll always have it. We'll always have that moment whenever Winnipeg was flying around game one against the Avs. But let's talk Florida, Boston here. The game one rust for Florida, we think was the big deal, and 5-1, and Swayman standing on his damn head. How long does that normally last? Is this throughout the entire playoffs now? Or Boston lifting Lordo for sure, seemingly, after game one against Florida?
Listen, they're very much in this series, and, you know, I picked them to win. I picked Boston in 7. I didn't think I would be alone. I thought I'd be in the minority, but a lot of people had Florida in 5, certainly in 6. Panthers were a much better team in the regular season. Florida's great. I mean, they've got everything, but there is something about the hot goalie, and I was thinking, and Swayman is the guy, and it's like not even close. He's not even close to giving up a goal. And Florida's buzzing around the cage last night. He just looks so confident. You see him after the whistle, guys. He's smiling. He's like joking with the officials on the ice. And the only comparison to the hot goalie in the Stanley Cup playoffs, I think, is the starting pitcher in baseball. It's not really about quarterback, right? Because quarterbacks don't get hot. Like, if you're the greatest quarterback, if you're Patrick Mahomes, you're always hot. You know what I mean? You might have an off series, but that's it. So you don't really get hot and cold, I don't think. As a great starting NFL quarterback, you're always great. In hockey, it's totally different, man. And it's like the starting pitcher. And if you get a guy standing on his head like Swayman has done, it's really a remarkable thing to watch. And at some point, you start to get in the heads of the opponent. Now, I'm not sure we're there yet. And listen, we've seen in other series, Boston could win game 2 and still lose the series.
Whoa.
Right? We saw Dallas lose the first 2 games at home and come back to win the series.
Dogs.
So home ice is completely overrated in the NHL. It is virtually a coin flip, except maybe you get to a 7th game. But Swayman right now is the key factor. I'll give you something else. Look who scored for the Bruins tonight. Lorai, Carlo, Brazo. You know, not exactly household names. Nobody's going to win any Norris trophies, not coming up this year or next year. And so the secondary scoring, man, that's a really big thing in the NHL and the Stanley Cup playoffs.
They're all going top shelf on Bob, too. Seemingly, that was a conversation piece. I remember, who was our goalie for the Pens that just couldn't use the glove? Yeah, Matty Murray just couldn't use the glove. And it was like, here we go. Everybody on the ice and in the arena seemingly knows if you shoot to this quadrant of the net, it's going in. Last night, Boston had clear strategy there going top.
Yeah, there's a book, right? There's a book on every goalie, and I'm not sure that's a Bob thing.
Yeah,
that
Bob's a stud. That's what I'm saying. I didn't expect
that
from last night when I was watching the highlights and then got to watch the game. It's like Bob's a stud.
Yep.
So just like them clearly being like, this is where we need to go. When they were doing that to Matt Murray, it was a different story. Bob, I didn't expect it. Is this his thing? I don't think I've watched enough of him play.
I don't think so. I don't think it's a book thing, but he was like jumping up in the air a little bit. I saw that a bunch, sort of the shrug of the shoulders up in the air to make saves up high. And that caught my attention too.
Wow, Steve, we're not professional hockey players, but you know, you get Carlo fresh out of having a baby, and he gets told, hey, you want to score one for a new Bambino? Go ahead and go pop ins on this.
And that was just game 1. Wait till game 2 when he slides it home. right below Bob because Bob's he's gonna be jumping like this for the rest of the series.
D-Bus, they're saying that they're in Bob's head already.
You know, I know the score was ugly, but I actually think this game was a lot closer than it was. We were buzzing around that net. Now, can Swayman keep this up the rest of the series?
Listen, I think he can. You know, Boston's played this alternating goalie thing. Didn't work out in the postseason last year, and they've gotten away from alternating now. Linus Ullmark is parked on the bench, and they have a great relationship, and I think he's okay with it for now. You'll still probably need him at some point, but Swayman looks like the difference right now. And again, like I said before, he's not even close to giving up a goal. I know he gave up one last night, but the flurries around the net, he seems quiet, which is, not a lot of crazy movements, right? That's a quiet goalie. And the smiles, his reaction. But there were so many scrambles in the blue last night. I was really impressed. And not to be lost, I thought this was really interesting last night. Jim Montgomery used, hockey get one timeout. Montgomery took his timeout with 14 minutes left and up by 2. That never happens in hockey. You wait for the last minute, rest up your key guys, down a goal, up a goal. And he could see that Florida was all over the Bruins to start the third period. Even those 30 seconds, man, that calmed everything down. I thought it was a critical move.
Good little strategy there, Conley.
Yeah, and right after Brazzers slid it home, that's when that third goal came, when he, a little or fourth goal, to kind of put it away. And that was right after that timeout.
Hey, that's good timeout, Coach.
Fantastic.
That's good strategy here. That's good strategy there. Go ahead, AJ.
Steve, you mentioned Dallas earlier. Now, I know Colorado comes to town, and Nathan McKinnon and the boys trying to take this series. How do you see this one going, and who do you think has the goalie? Who do you think has the edge when it comes to goalie play in this one?
I think it's probably a big edge for Dallas in goal. Everybody loves Jake Ottinger. We spent some time talking about, the hot goalie, and Ottinger was brilliant all season. And, I think we're still waiting for Georgiev. He had, gave up a lot of goals in that first round, but they scored a lot of goals, right? He had a lot of offensive or run support or goal support, if you will. So I think this is a much lower scoring series. I really like Dallas. Colorado obviously can fly, but again, that same scenario coming off the game 7. So I would think early advantage Dallas, especially at home to start. They were the best team in the West. Dallas is going to win 2-1, 3-2, I think. But this has the makings to me to be the best series of the second round.
Okay, best series of the second round. Congrats, Texas hockey, huh?
Yeah, let's go.
Good hockey club. Good hockey club.
That's Loud Barn down there. Gave up the first 2 of the Vegas Golden Knights, but Loud Barn down there can certainly do some damage, especially against the Avalanche, who are coming off a tough place up there in Winnipeg. We should see how it goes. There's another, obviously, massive matchup in the East. Tone has a question for you. Big one tonight.
Yeah, Steve, huge one tonight. Obviously, the Rangers had a huge win on Sunday, led by Zibanejad. 2 goals and assist, I believe. Was that surprising, them getting the first game like that in a higher scoring game, I thought, in that series? And what do you think the rest of the series is going to be like?
I think actually by the numbers, for those people who are into such things, I think Carolina was favored to win the series. Might even be a favorite to win that first game, and I didn't really understand that. So I expect this also to be a longer series. I did pick Rangers in 5. I think the Rangers are the superior team. I think they have a big edge in goal. Freddie Anderson was great in the first round. But I think Shesterkin is a clear-cut better goalie here in the second round. I was surprised by how the Rangers were able to jump on him. That first period was nuts. You mentioned Zibanejad. Probably should have had a hat trick in the first period alone, by the way. That was sort of weird what happened at the end of the first period. I'm sitting next to Mark Messier, and he says, watch for the adrenaline dump. And I'm like, whoa, hey, Mess, what are we talking about? We're on ABC. I'm not even sure you can say that. And then my buddy reminded me that somebody gets after he has his first coffee in the morning. I'm like, whoa, where are we going here?
I got you. You're talking about
the point Mess was making is from the energy of the crowd. You come off a big first series win. You have a good first 5 minutes, and then that energy, adrenaline can fade on you a little bit. And that's when Carolina started swarming back in the first period to lead.
Yeah, after the dump, you need smoke. That's what you were saying.
What am I going to tell Mess? Am I going to say something to Mark Messier, really? Come on now.
You should, yeah.
Yeah, body him into the board.
Hey, it seems like you guys got a good crew. Good vibes, right? It does feel like that all season.
Thank you very much. We love PK. I know he's a big friend of your program as well. And he's doing
Hold on. So, PK, let's talk about it.
Let's.
6 massages a week, retired athlete. Did you know that? He takes an Epsom salt bath every single day, 90 minutes every day. That gets a massage 6 out of the 7 days of the week. I don't even know how it's even possible. How do you have enough time?
Listen, he's got some quirks. I mean, I don't know if sometimes he gets caught. He has this giant pitcher on the set. It's the biggest pitcher I've ever seen, and he's drinking from it constantly, and frankly, we don't know what's in it. But
TB12.
It's massive.
That's TB12, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
That's the TB12 stuff he's got going on there. It feels like, is he going to be able to do that for the rest of his life? Could you imagine getting, that'd be tasking to get massages 6 days a week.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of time spent. Like
he eats 4 meals like every game. So if we have a double header, that's like 8 meals. He's got a personal chef. Like me and Mess just stare at him. We don't watch the game most of the period. We're just staring at PK eating and drinking. And then the PK special, this is beautiful, is like with a minute left on the clock. We only do the 8 minutes of the intermission, right? With a minute left on the game clock in the period, PK's like, is this a good time for me to go to the little boys' room? Like, no, this is the only time you can't go. But he's drinking out of this massive thermos.
Yes.
And PK is entertaining to watch, just like the hockey game. He's a beauty, that guy.
PK is an absolute beauty. He's been fantastic on our show. He has cologne in his necklace.
Yes.
You know, just so he can. I mean, all these stories we're starting to say about this guy is as if it's like Chuck Norris. This is a real deal.
Pretty close.
This guy is the real deal. Hey, PK, way to go, pal.
Keep going, PK.
Hey, Steve, first time he was on the show, one of his first answers was like, I got to give me a lot of credit, too. Like that was literally how he started. I'm like, I love this guy. A trend of what you were saying in every answer about every series seemingly was the goalie. And that is, it's like in the NFL playoffs, it's like, how's your run game? And how can you stop the run? When the games matter, you're going to have to be able to move the ball on the ground, and you're going to have to be able to stop the run. Like, that's going to have to happen. In hockey, it's like your goalie's going to have to be great. It's the most important thing of it all. You're talking about Florida buzzing around, and obviously 40 seconds in, that's a massive save. The reason why they're considering that a massive save is because that should have been a goal. Yeah. And that's 1-0 40 seconds in. That's a whole different ball game all of a sudden. But instead, Swayman with incredible explosion, flexibility, eyes, instincts, everything gets a huge save. The whole game's flipped the other way now with momentum because there's probably a Swayman chant happening immediately upon that save taking place. It's like the goalie is the big one, right? I mean, this is, in hockey, the goalie's the big one, especially when it matters.
That's it. I mean, the cliche in the playoffs has always been special teams and goaltending. But goaltending is by far the biggest one. I mean, it helps to have a great power play. And you're right. So, listen, that Florida crowd, they're full. The barn's full, but they can be a little sleepy down there. The crowd.
No, T-Buds.
We're like sunset.
The old folks down in Florida. 8 p.m. start. And if they go to goal there early, then the barn takes over, right? The crowd goes bananas. And I will say this, Florida did a really good job. They kept Bruins fans out of there. Not a ton of black and
really?
gold.
I assume the original 6 would have been in there, especially with how many Irish and Italian moved to Florida.
Yeah, but the Panthers do that bitch shit where they don't sell them to Boston fans, which you
that's not bitch shit.
You can appreciate. It's good. That's good gamesmanship. But at the end of the day, when you're beating the piss out of a team 5-1, it doesn't matter if there's no one in there, if it's full of people, because Swayman's locked in. So
my God, I didn't know that. I should have noticed that.
There was nobody in that barn at the end of the game. Nobody.
Yeah. Regular season games, though, that crowd could be 50-50. Rangers come in, Toronto comes in the playoffs.
Bandwagon.
I talked to some people at the game last night, very little black and gold. And again, that save in the beginning could have been the difference. Yeah.
Wow.
So bandwagon fans is what Steve is saying.
No, I just don't give a shit.
He's not saying
Yeah. He's bandwagon.
That's not what Steve said.
Retired from the Grand Prix.
So it sounds like.
Yeah, the Grand Prix came, the G1.
Yeah, they care more about that stupid sport that no one watches than they do.
Oh, it's most watched, actually. Most watched
G1?
Yep, F1. Most watched.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
3-something million.
Steve, did you see that race? Did you watch the G1?
No, man, I didn't see that. I was preparing for the hockey.
Yeah, because that
Well, you
sport
love it, right?
doesn't
You love
suck,
it?
Steve. That's why.
Steve, you've been at ESPN 31 years. G1's on
Yeah.
ESPN. Don't you think you should
Yeah.
at least be we had boots on the ground, Steve, our show. Our show had boots on the ground.
The truth is, we came on with the Ranger game, Ranger Carolina game 1. That was that weird 4:00 start on Sunday. It was immediately following the race. So I was in heavy preparation, studying.
Sure.
Yes.
Me, Mess, PK.
Of course. Yeah. We appreciate that dedication to the craft.
Oh yeah.
We appreciate that dedication to the craft. And thank you so much for joining us, man. This has been a fun NHL playoff run for us because obviously we've talked about hockey in the past, but we couldn't play or any of the video, and we had no connections with anybody in the NHL because how guarded the NHL has been for a long time, I think, allowing people to talk. So this year we've gotten a chance to chat with a bunch of people. We've been able to run stuff. You guys have stuff. We're very lucky and thankful. So we appreciate the hell out of you. Great coverage all playoffs. Can't wait to watch you finish.
Thank you. Hey, and the league loves you, Pat. Now, really, I've talked to people at the league. The league loves you. They love the show. They love what you're doing. They see Kachuk on the show, like they're seeing players too, and they're very happy you're on board with the puck, as they say.
Well, we love being on board with the puck. And Swayman comes on the show yesterday and then stands on his head.
Cool.
Yeah.
Now, there was,
Well, Kachuk also he came on last week.
scored?
And what did Kachuk do? Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Hey, so we might be a little bit
Hold the phone.
Had the opening goal.
because we've been accused of other things, some NFL guests that have come on.
It's going to be part of their routine, maybe.
What? I
Come
hadn't
on.
heard. Like what?
We would just have to make it on. We'd have somebody on the show, and then they would not make a shot in the NBA for 4 months.
Yeah,
Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden we're the curse. All of a sudden we're the reason why. So when Swayman does what he does after a 7-minute and 53-second interview yesterday, big for the program.
Yeah,
That's big.
Huge.
Big for the program, Steve. We got to keep it going. We appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Levy.
Yeah, Steve.
He does incredible stuff.
Oh, yeah. Crushes.
Seemingly same personality all the time, 31 years on ESPN. That's a long time, dude, to be on TV. Doing
Long time anywhere. Especially he covers, he can do everything, I feel like. There's nothing you could throw him in where he'd be he wouldn't figure it out, I think.
Law room to grow.
That's right.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Legit.
Yeah. You're right. Hey, they're due. They are due.
That's the thing, You can just act like things don't exist, or you could be like, hey, here's a good opportunity. A lot of opportunity to grow. We got the score of a game real quick. Now it's time to fight back, second half team, whatever the case is.
Make some adjustments.
Maybe first quarter because you're just getting started. I mean, there's a lot of that. Law room to grow, though. Cool.
Exactly. Trade deadline hasn't hit yet. You can make some moves, and if anything, now's the time to get in.
Yeah, because there's a big season. How many days away from NFL football?
I believe we're 119 days away from NFL football.
Well, let me get you zeked up a little bit. Okay. Let's go to an off-season conditioning program phase 2 video from Kansas City. There's a dude that ran the fastest 40 in the history of the NFL Combine. What team did he end up on? Oh, the Kansas City Chiefs. Of course he did. And guess what? Yeah, he can run routes. Okay, that's it. Corners on heels, right? Because this guy just ran 4.21.
Gotta respect the speed.
So you either got to jam him, right? Or if he gets a free release right there, you're backpedaling. He's going. That's free.
Yeah.
That's why
he should have that route, from day one that he steps. He will always have that route. He's going to be open on that one for sure. And if you do press him, you better have some safety help up the top.
Yeah, it's impossible. These are just little clips that obviously in May we got to get zeked up about because we don't have actual football. But you see that and you're like, okay, now think about what Andy Reid's going to do with him in motion. And then obviously you got Travis Kelce right over here, who's best player on field in some people's eyes. And Patrick Mahomes able to handle literally all of it. It's like
Hollywood Brown on the other side.
Yeah, Hollywood is. Damn near just fast.
Yeah, so that's what these off-season conditioning program phase 2 videos have us do. Is like, how the hell do you stop that? That is literally a question, and it feels like that one's a gimme. If they need it for 3rd and 4, you got Xavier Worthy right on the sideline because Patrick Mahomes is not going to be late, and he's able to make that throw every single time. If they can protect him, which... Yeah, they'll be able.
Or unless he's sick or it's windy.
Different team.
Chance.
Different team. Different team last year. That windy day, that was the reason why a lot of people were dropping balls. It wasn't exactly because Patrick Mahomes was missing people.
Right.
Remember?
Yeah.
When he was sick, though, real deal.
A lot of people saying the Raiders have their number, though.
Well, the Raiders took the tractor another round.
They did.
Remember a few years back?
Yeah, that other guy. That other guy.
He's an emailer.
The email guy,
God, won so many games as a coach. So many games.
Got a Lambo.
Where's he at in his whole process?
I think he's coaching in Italy.
Yeah, he is part of the, what was it, the Milan Argonauts or something like that?
I think he's coaching in Italy.
The Seamen.
They are the Seamen.
We got football over in Italy right now? There's football over there?
Yeah, of course. Global expansion. Roger Goodell. What do you think this is? What do you think?
NFL Europe's not here anymore. I didn't know they were even playing.
Yeah, rest in peace, NFL Europe. Had a hell of a run.
Mm-hmm.
You know, more people watching that than UFL.
No.
That's still going on.
I saw the ratings today. It was good ratings.
UFL's on.
I thought I saw 1 million.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Yeah, everyone's
Really?
just got good ratings.
You're telling me 1 million people watching UFL games?
That might have been all the games up until this point, but I definitely saw. I didn't read the whole graphic, but I saw 1 million.
Okay. I like that. That's good to hear. Because we had a conversation this morning, AJ, and I'm like, I have not heard ever. Jake Bates.
That's it.
The kicker for
He's
the
the best
Michigan
player in the
Panthers.
league by
He
far.
is the star. I'll watch him do his thing. Hits a game winner at the end of the game. Hits another 60-yarder. Has like 3 60-yarders this season. The dude's a weapon. These things are right down the pipe, too. And whenever you get back that far, sometimes kickers have it like, oh, okay, I got to hit this a little harder. So you pull it. He's hit so many of them now at this point where this is just a walk in the park for this guy. Incredibly strong leg. Seemingly steps up in the big moments. Hit the game winner for him the other day. Now, there was 14 people in the crowd, and it's UFL, so it hasn't really been defined as what it potentially means 10, 15 years from now when the UFL, in the cup, the Grey Cup, the Great Cup, that comes from the UFL is meaningful. But, like, he's going to have an NFL job, which I think is what the UFL's goal is, as a chance to become a feeder and more football and everything. So I'm happy to hear that 1 million people were watching. If that's the case, I was worried nobody was watching because I don't think anybody I've talked to has watched yet other than a couple clips like Brad Wing doing his thing, Jake Bates doing his thing, and then maybe the crowd in St. Louis. But 1 million people watching is good news, AJ, for the sport of football and for the future of football.
Yeah, so I would assume that he will be in a camp with somebody this, come end of July. And I think probably, we know scouts, there's definitely, each team has scouts watching these games, probably film of their practices, but it's probably the most beneficial for kickers and punters because it doesn't really matter who you're going up against as a kicker and punter. If you can kick and punt, you can kick where you're fine.
It's
so
you
it
and
could
the
be
ball.
big for a specialist. Yeah.
It's you and the ball, And now with the new kickoffs too, like I see people posting on videos, like showcasing how strong their leg is for kickoffs, and it's like, hey, bud, that's not the.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that anymore.
Like it sucks. I'm not happy to tell you this, but it's like, I don't think that's necessarily like what people are going to be looking for. Now it's just all about being able to land it at the 1 yard line. Is all you're landed at the 1 yard line is seemingly going to be the skill. You're going to have to be able to hit like an 8-iron.
Yeah.
That's why that you're going to have to be able to hit the best 8-iron and put that driver. Go ahead and just. At the end of some games, you're going to need it. Just say, to hell with it. We'll give them the ball, whatever, the 25 or the 30, whatever it's going to be, and we will move along. But it's like it's a whole new ball game. But for kickers and punters, it's just them and the ball. If you can turn one over in the UFL, you'll probably be able to turn one over in the NFL. And for field goal, it's like if you can kick field goals, you can kick field goals. If the operation's good, it's very similar to being judged.
And it doesn't even matter about hang time, right? Because they can go when the guy catches it, so you just got to put it at the 1. Doesn't matter if you hang it for 5 seconds or it's a line drive to the 1.
You can kick that thing left-footed and just have it like knuckle.
Yeah, knuckle might be the
That's the move.
As long as it.
How are they going to do it? Everyone will be different, but how are they going to attack that, you think?
I don't know, because hang time does not matter.
No.
Each guy will be different, though, right? Whoever's comfortable. Some people are more comfortable blooping it. Some people are more comfortable kind of like hitting a little liner just to get into the landing zone.
Yeah, and I assume if you get a lead by 2 scores, it's just going to be who cares? Yeah. Who cares? Anyways, they're just going to be blasting it out. But there's going to come time where like that bloop kick is going to be very beneficial. I was not great at it. Never had to be. Like college, I hit a couple of them to the right, but it was like to like the 15-20 as opposed to like the 5-1. I wasn't good at like, hey, we need like 77%. I'm like, I hate to break to you. This one's going to have to go. This one's either going to be an onside kick or this thing's going out of there. These guys are talented. They'll be able to adjust, but the game is changing. Andy Reid, very excited about the new rules. Said Coach Tobe went in and started finding an edge on it like everybody's going to do. Xavier Worthy, another guy that's good news for the new kickoff return, especially if there's going to be 1,500 more plays potentially of explosivity. Now, I don't know if it's 1,500 plays, and this is kind of a late booking, so I didn't get all of the information, but there's a man joining us who's played professional basketball for 17 years.
It's a long time.
He's currently playing. Oldest bastard starting in the playoffs still right now, this guy. Went to high school here in Indianapolis. Went to college at Ohio State, was the 4th overall pick, played for the Grizzlies for about 13 years, the Jazz for about 4 years, and now he's on the Wolves for the last 2 seasons. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Conley Jr.
What's up, y'all?
Hey, you're old as shit, dude. Old as shit. How's it feel? Body feel good? Life feel good? This has to be very fulfilling to be the oldest guy still playing and starting in the NBA right now in the playoffs.
It does. It definitely the body does take a hit here and there, but as you get older, you learn how to deal with it. And luckily, I'm around a bunch of young guys that keep me young and keep me moving good.
Okay, so let's talk about that team. And obviously, Indianapolis incredibly proud of you, man.
Hell yeah.
City loves you. City loves you back here, as does everywhere you've been. I saw in Utah some stuff that you did with the community, and then obviously same thing. So, incredibly human. Thank you for joining us. Happy you're still around. Let's talk about what's currently happening with the Nuggets. What the hell? So I thought, okay, Malone, Joker, Jamal, championship guys in the playoffs, very used to this. They were going to figure out whatever your guys' shit was. They obviously put the Phoenix Suns into a blender, into a potential boom in the middle of a desert of a team. But it's 2-0. Last night, 26-point margin of victory over the reigning champs. What is it about this team with how long you've been in the league that makes you feel good about where the Timberwolves are headed and where you guys are at this exact moment, Mike?
Man, it starts at the top. You look at Ant, you look at Cat, look at Rudy Gobert, our coaching staff. Tim Conley, our GM, the culture that was built here is all about winning. It's about doing it right now. It's about doing it the right way. There's no cutting corners. Guys go out there and they put their hard hat on and take pride in defense. And that's not just 1 or 2 guys. It's all 15, who jump in there. And when you have that kind of atmosphere, man, you can do a lot of good things.
Go ahead, AJ.
Mike, watching you guys play defense is fun. Watching you guys hustle and just harass everybody. It's crazy to see. Is that more of a playing defense in the NBA? Is it more of a scheme thing, or is it just pure effort? And you guys, hey, we want it more than them.
A lot of it is you just got to want it more. You got to have that desire to do it. You got to take pride in it. Our guys, we don't want to be scored on one-on-one, let alone just as a team. But our schemes have been really good. We're able to do that because we have guys like Rudy Gobert, Naz Reid, Jaden McDaniels, Nickeil Alexander, Ant. Everybody's chipping in on that aspect of the game. But guys just want it more right now, and that's spectacular to see guys really take pride in it.
Yeah, it potentially made a guy throw a heating pad on a court last night. Mm-hmm. It potentially, your defense potentially did that. That is. That's not easy to do in 2024 in professional sports.
No.
Get somebody to throw something onto a court.
It's crazy.
That's in the game. That's not easy to do.
I've never seen that. I didn't know it happened actually until it was later in the day, but that was crazy.
Yeah, and the towel. I think the first thing was the towel. I do believe that ref was the target. I don't think the court was necessarily the end goal. The towel goes, not enough density, can't make it to the ref from where I'm sitting. Okay, so we got to get something a little heavier. Looked around probably. What do we got? It's not too heavy, but ends up missing. If that takes out a ref, though, that's now we're having a whole different conversation. And
I was more worried about Cat's foot. I was a little worried he's going to step on it, but
could you imagine? Because they mop those floors so there's no slipping. That is, that's a potential problem. We missed it. Catastrophe avoided. Mm-hmm. Thank God. We move on. You guys win by 26. Before the boys have some questions for you, Mike, I want to talk about the guy that you sit next to at some of these press conferences and has obviously captivated the entire basketball world. He was phenomenal in Hustle, just such a good actor. He's only 22 years old right now, and now everybody wants to talk about who he's compared to. Oh, it's Michael Jordan. This guy might actually be the next Michael Jordan with his mindset. He said, let's not do that because of everything. What have you seen from him over the last 2 years? I assume behind the scenes, there's been a lot of growth that has also taken place for him as a man that the NBA is potentially getting put right on his shoulders. Do you guys feel that in there? And what are your conversations like with him?
Yeah, he's transforming right in front of our eyes. All of us. I think he's a guy that's worked hard. From since I've known him, he's been that kind of guy. He's been a guy that comes in early, leaves late, really demands the most out of his teammates and competes every day in practice. All that stuff, the mentality portion is dead on. But I think he's just taking an approach now where it's about winning, whatever it takes to win. Pumping up his teammates. Knowing, how to get guys going at different moments in games, knowing when to take over. and it's all happening, in prime time for him. And couldn't happen to a better guy who truthfully loves the game. He loves the people he's around. He has an infectious kind of personality. I think the world is getting to know him a little bit now, so hopefully he just continues to grow and develop into that superstar we think he can be.
Yeah, and the NBA folks are like, "Yep, this is the future. This is the future." He's right now, Mike. It feels like he's right. He's right now. It feels like, Mike.
Yeah, no, he's not waiting, and that's what's different about him is, you expect guys like that to be like, "Oh yeah, I'll be up next," and I'll take my a couple years of learning and bumps and bruises. Like, he wants it right now. He wants to be the best. He won't tell you, but he believes he's the best, in the world. He's very humble at the same time. He gives respect to those in front of him and the guys he looks up to, which makes him, that's that much more special young talent.
Yeah, I love the way he's a dog.
Yeah.
He's just a dog.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's 2024. You don't know how many of those are left, a Roman. And seems like the NBA's got one for at least the next 20 years with the way it looks like he competes and is taking care of his body. Connor's got a question for you, Mike.
Yeah, Mike, with being like the elder statesman in the locker room, and you're mentioning Ant and how he wants it now, like, what are some of the things that you do as that vet to kind of pass on knowledge to him and some of the younger guys? And then also, going back throughout your career, obviously 17 years and still plenty of basketball left, do you almost feel like a proud older brother when you see some of the other guys that you've been teammates with in the past do well, like Spida Mitchell winning a series for the Cavs the first time in 50 years basically without LeBron that they've won a series? Is that something also you see in like, hey, sure, my game itself speaks for who I am, but the effect that I've had on other guys and how well they're doing now is also something you hold high in your career?
Oh yeah, most definitely. At this point in my career, as far as it is, being the older guy in the
old team. As shit. Sorry.
Old, yeah.
Sorry.
Old as, yeah, what you just said. It's a fun little journey for me. Being able to be the guy now that has to put guys in line, but not also only that, but kind of set things in order of how important the moments are, how to take care of your body, things you can eat, things not to do. Because these young guys can get away with a lot, but I want them to start, fixing their body right now, getting their mind right for, as they get older and the grind of the game gets a little bit tougher on them. And that's what I'm here for. And then as far as like, Spida and, you look at Joe Ingles was on Orlando, and I'm over here watching them both and don't know who to root for because they're both, ex-teammates and, calling them both and just checking in on them and their series and just fun to see them all, being successful and being able to, play at the highest level. Even though we're not teammates, we're still checking in on each other.
So you knew that series was happening. That's great. That's what I just learned.
Yep,
we didn't know.
It was still going on.
We didn't know until Game 7. That was on me. That was 100% on us. It was a great game, though.
Yeah.
Cavs were down 10.5.
Big time.
Then they end up winning by 10. First team ever do that. How about being a team that just goes into the champion's house and just says, yeah, this is our house now. It's ours. Without even blinking. Dominate them. D-But's got a question for you, Mike.
Yeah, usually, at least from the outside looking in, the mindset going on the road is like, hey, let's steal one and get back home with at least one win in our back pocket. But you guys went there and got 2. Now you're going back home. What's that mindset going back to Minnesota? Is it, hey, we don't want to get back on the flight? Or do you think about just one game, one play at a time?
Yeah, our mindset hasn't changed no matter who we've played and what game it's been. It's been a one-game mentality. Each game has been the biggest game of the season for us, and we've kept it at that. We feel like we can win anywhere, anytime, and we have so much respect for the Nuggets and what they're capable of doing and their superstar power that they can come in and beat us on our home court. So we're definitely aware of that and going to be locked in for Game 3, and we'll see what happens after that.
Hey, the shirt you're wearing, "Good Guys Finish First." That's your merch brand. That's a great motto. That's a good logo.
Yeah, man. It's we actually started a little mini series not too long ago, early this season, where I was, kind of showcasing some of my personality and sportsmanship and all this stuff that people think I'm good at. But now it's just become a motto, become something I want to live by, and point out those examples of good, solid people throughout, our world.
Hey, that #1 good guy mug.
Yeah.
That thing's going to be moving. Yeah. #1 good guy coffee mug. What a, that's hilarious. And Well, you hold that. That number one good guy's going out too. If you're righty, that's
I
going.
need you to hold one day. That's all I need.
I've just got into coffee. I'm an Americano fan. A couple shots of espresso. Add some hot water. I will dabble with a Splenda. I will put a Splenda in there. I've just gotten into it. Number one good guy mug on the way. We appreciate you joining us. Good luck the rest of the way, brother.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
Lawrence North High School, right here in Indianapolis. What a legend. Now playing in his 50th year in the NBA. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Conley Jr.
Mike!
He's Indianapolis legend.
Oh, yeah. Stud golfer. I think he's a scratch golfer, too.
Really?
Beast.
Yeah, he plays back in Ohio all the time. He's monster.
I assume there's some good guys finish first golf stuff. I would assume.
You could chat another G, too, if not.
Good golf guys finish first?
Boom.
Jeez. That's right there.
Well, starting a blunder.
Come on. There's not golf. Come on.
Yeah.
Is he lefty? How is he golf?
He was in the Bahamas when we were down there, but I do not remember what hand he is.
I tell you what, my golf game has gotten worse, boys.
What?
What do you mean?
No, I don't believe
I
that.
watched you out there the other day, and it looked pretty good to me.
Did you see 40% of the shots though? And every time one of those happens, I think of myself walking in Tahoe into the woods for 250 yards.
You know who you are out
and
there?
being so tired and being so exhausted. And then guess what? Punching out off a tree, I'm back. And now I got the opportunity to go back into the same damn woods.
Okay.
But I'm going to work through it, AJ. We're going to do the American Century Championship.
Yes.
Yeah.
Woo! Just like we're going to do a big-time Wednesday tomorrow. We hope you'll join us. Show stinks, but sports are awesome, so why not chat about it? Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life, just like dude wipes.
That's right.
Only one per flush, but it'll change your life. Bidet on the go. We'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye. I feel like I got all of it.
Nice. Yeah, that was good.
That
was good.
You're like Adam Vinatieri out there, though. Okay, you always say that he practices in the hardest conditions or whatever. You guys are hitting the greens that are the size of this desk and also the same material as this desk. And then when you guys don't hit the green, you're upset at yourself.
It's not the same material, but we do need to get some sand treatment out there. That was part of the deal. We need to get them to come out and treat the greens with a little bit of sand so those balls stick a little bit.
It's impossible to get a ball.
Russ Green, I'm looking at you, brother. You need to get a couple of the boys out here and treat these greens with some sand.
Who's Russ Green? Is that
your neighbor?
You know who that is?
Your guy. Former neighbor. He is not my neighbor anymore. But yeah, he needs to get out here with Miguel and some of the boys and treat the greens with a little bit of sand so we need some of those shots to be a little stickier.
We did meet GC Miguel whenever they were building it with his team. They were fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
They put in 2 greens literally in like 3 days or whatever. It's a nice addition to the property here at the Thunderdome. Foxy's hitting hole one on both of them.
Yes, he
That
has.
boy Fox.
I absolutely
video,
love it
man.
back there.
What's that, AJ?
I saw the video of Foxy draining one.
That was the 100-yard one. He dunked it. So, he found his 100 club.
Yep.
And that one is so much harder to hit. And, you go out there enough, one of them's going to go in eventually.
Yeah, it's not a hole. Is it a hole in one? Hole
No.
in 1,000?
Yeah, it's not a hole in one.
It's half a hole in one, and you made 2 of them, so
I think
it's
it's
one
a
hole.
chip in.
It's a chip in for sure.
I think it's a chip in.
Yes.
Is how if I was to put it in, I would say I chipped in.
And there's not a lot of par 3s that are 100
You're
yards.
not
Most
texting
of
your
them are a
buddies
little
and saying
bit
like,
longer.
"Hey, I made a hole in one today."
No.
That's a good point.
The only thing cool about it was a slam dunk. I mean, the odds of that are unbelievable.
That is fantastic.
Such bullshit.
That silky
The only
swing.
way that'll hold that green is if you dunk it.
I guess you can see the sand come up a little bit, but it's not enough. It's
Not even
enough.
close.
What's Russ doing?
I don't know. I don't know.
You guys could do it. Get a spreader, put some sand in there, get a little fertilizer
That
spread.
wasn't the deal.
That's not part of the deal, AJ. You paid for a service.
I didn't know you guys were going to react that way.
Russ Green was a character in the office for whatever, the 2 weeks that this was all coming together.
Yep.
He just wanted us to have a good time. He offered 6 different flag colors out there. I'm like, bro.
Masters edition flags, I believe we got.
Yep, custom ones we can get in here. Different pole sizes, obviously.
Oh, man, we should get 20-foot poles.
I think we did get the max pole.
Yes.
I would there was a shorter pole that was available.
Good stiff pole handles the wind pretty well.
We'll take the big pole, please. We would like to be represented with big old poles out there.
Stiff as you got.
On our tiny little bushes. Those greens.
Exactly.
Those greens were tiny.
Yeah, small landing
Big
pad.
poles, tiny bushes. Major coming up, too, right?
Huh?
Yeah, next week.
Which one?
At Valhalla.
PGA Championship, I do believe, and guess who's playing in it?
Who's that?
Gooch.
Yeah.
Nice.
So whoever wins can.
That's right. It's
So
real.
It's a real mass. Yeah,
Counts.
it's a real major.
Will they let Brooks in?
I think Brooks is,
Oh, yeah.
Defending
Defending champion, I believe.
Okay, so this is a real major.
Oh, yeah.
PGA
Tigers playing,
Championship.
right?
Yeah,
Oh,
PGA doesn't have anything. PGA Championship is not run by the PGA Tour.
It's run by the golf pros at the courses that you can go to around towns.
Bingo.
Right? That's the.
That's why
Blocky.
This is that tournament that you play in the.
This is Blocky's tournament.
You play in the tournament to get into. What's up?
The U.S. Open, you do that too, though, right?
What's that, pal?
You do. For
U.S. Open, you can qualify through like local qualifiers, but you can do that for the PGA as well.
Yeah, but I think the people that are running this is the group that is the Professional Golfers of America or whatever. Like the.
So you're like the pro of like a big country club or whatever, and like Blocky, and then all of a sudden you get in and you take the world by storm.
No, like just if you're in it, you're a part of the group, I think. And they're the ones that run it, right?
Yeah, you could sign up for it.
Oh, they run it, but I'm saying play to actually play in it. For those guys, can some of those pros qualify to play in this?
Well, that's interesting. Can they vote themselves in like, hey.
Or I mean, play your way in somehow. I
thought
know.
they got selected because wasn't Blocky like, hey, this was the
representative?
Yeah, the selection for the.
You still have to qualify.
Okay.
You still have to play and
Well,
win.
and Blocky.
And Blocky obviously fucking went out and went real low, shot like a 55 or something. Right
He was on the ESPYs.
He was.
He's invited to the Masters.
Yeah.
He went to the one the weekend after, the RBC Canadian Open thing.
Yeah.
And he dominated.
Nah, I believe
He won. Did he win?
The following.
Oh.
No.
Why do you remember that so fast? That feels like a little.
Well, I got a little
thought he was
sour
in
on the
final
whole
group.
Blocky deal pretty quick.
What?
It was cool at the
What?
PGA, and then I'll be honest, I was one of those guys who was like, all right, I've had my Blocky fill for the year, maybe
This
for
is
the next
because
10
he got
years.
in an interview. He got thrown into a deep end.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're right. It was when he came out and said, like, listen, if I hit it like Rory, I'd be the best fucking player in the world. That was kind of when I was like, all right, fuck this guy. I'm done hearing from this guy.
No way.
Fair.
Yeah,
It was fair.
But that was an
He didn't
It
say
wasn't-
that. He didn't say that. No.
That's basically what he
No, if you read the quote,
Sure.
that is certainly how it read. But in the conversation, I think Blocky was like, I play with my kid. He hits it like 370 yards. So whenever we're doing scrambles, I play from where he's at. I'm
Best
up
iron
and
player.
down.
Birdie
I'm
all
up and
day.
down.
Best iron player in the world.
Which
There's a chance. I mean,
I've seen it.
who are we to say no?
Absolutely.
There's not.
Yeah. We can't
Listen,
judge
I
that.
love Blocky, but if he was
well,
the
it
best,
sounds like you don't.
actually, you're right. I don't love Blocky, but if he was the best iron player in the world, guess what? He wouldn't be teaching golf lessons for $85 an hour. He'd be fucking playing on the tour. That's kind of the way it works.
Couple tours.
I just hope
Yeah.
Scotty's back next week.
Yeah, well, he had baby, right?
No, he's taking off this weekend because they are expecting to have it, I believe, this weekend.
Listen, I don't know how pregnancies work. Only been through one of them. Okay, there's others on the call who have been through more. But them telling us it was happening at the Masters, I guess possible. You know, like any time could potentially green light that entire thing.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that it's still, I don't think it was as cold.
When's she due? Do we know?
I
think 2 weeks from now.
I hope she's okay. Obviously, everything is just a healthy thing. But
This could get in the way of the PGA.
That's next week, yeah.
Yeah, but well, I don't think he's playing. My belief, Masters Day was like he might have to leave hole 4 because like we are
Yeah,
very.
who was spinning that, though? It wasn't him, I don't think.
I think the media might be played that up a tiny bit, possibly.
All we hope for is a healthy pregnancy, legitimately healthy pregnancy, healthy baby, that whole thing
For sure.
But boy, they played with my emotions with Scotty Scheffler, with how great he was playing and how important Masters is as a whole for your legacy and everything. And I'm like, have to go see the baby though, especially if it's first one. Have to go do that entire. So it was like that was a nice added little element of the old Scotty Scheffler drama as he was doing it all. I don't think they were really that. I don't know if there was any, because there is some signs, right?
Yeah, she might have been having like contractions or something like that. I mean,
Braxton Hicks, they call it, right?
Yep, bingo.
Fake contractions.
Mm-hmm.
How many kids do you have, AJ?
4.
So for like 5 weeks now, 4 or 5 weeks. Is that how long has it been?
I mean, yeah, you know you're in the, you know when you're in the zone when it could happen, I guess. So yeah, it could happen any time, sometimes the last month or so.
Okay, my baby girl came, I think, 10 or 11 days early, something like that.
Okay.
10 or 11 days early. So that was certainly a surprise.
I had one.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah. No, I had one kid 2 weeks late and another kid 2 weeks early from their due dates. So yeah, it all. I don't know.
Mine was
how it
almost a
works.
month early, but I mean, it is what. But Scotty, I just looked it up. Scotty was asked, if she were to go into labor, would you leave early? Would you leave the Masters? And he said yes. But as far as her going to labor, I wouldn't say I'm very concerned. We haven't seen any of the early signs.
Oh, we didn't hear. That's on
we didn't hear
us.
that.
We didn't hear that.
That's on
Well,
us.
they didn't let us. They didn't let us hear that. I think, or they tried to hide that part about it.
Well, I mean, we're easily find it here on May 7th. So I assume it was.
But he said,
Now we
open
know.
lines of communication, and she can get a hold of me anytime she needs to.
Okay. All right. So we just didn't do enough journalizing.
Sure.
Yeah, we blindly just heard what was going on.
Yeah, because we've been through, a couple of us have been through it. And it's like, Jesus, that's a lot of, for him to be golfing as good as he's golfing with that potentially about to happen on the horizon. this guy is a machine. For us, it like built up Scotty in the story. So maybe we weren't looking for the truth. And that's part of the problem.
Yeah.
And that's part of the problem, ain't it?
Just something to get better at. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
You're right.
Only go up from here.
Yeah, good to know.
Now we
I'm gonna
know.
jot it down and be better.
He's a robot. I wonder what the odds are for him.
Whoa.
To be
win?
a human?
To
Professional
win.
pickleball player.
What,
They were
Masters, it was
450
like
for the Masters.
450, which was insane.
Insane.
How's your golf game?
All right.
You're doing G1 races and stuff.
It is. The golf game is coming along. I'm glad with where it's at. I'm still mid-90s, but I'm happy with that.
God,
I'm happy
that's
with
awesome.
that.
Mid-90s.
A year. I'm about 17 months into it, so
it's pretty good.
And you're still not taking gimmies?
Absolutely not.
I don't believe that.
D better be a scratch golfer in like 8 months from now.
Yeah, I think once you crack into the second, he's down there in Florida. The weather's nice. And
And a lot of there's something about DBs too, and D-but I'm sure you play with some DBs when they get into golf, like they are all in. Even wideouts like Joey Galloway. I don't know how good he is now, but Joey is deadly serious about golf.
He's posting every day. He's out there. He's either cutting down a tree. This guy was removing a tree stump from his house, Joey Galloway. Today, did you see that he had an axe?
I didn't see it today. Was he?
He's swinging a fucking axe. He's doing this entire thing. Okay, he's got his big towel hanging out of his shit. And
Always.
And then probably later he'll be golfing tonight, and it'll be him rolling like 7-footers on the green and like making them. It's like
beast.
This guy loves golfing. I think he likes doing housework. He was digging a trench the other day in his fucking front yard.
Getting ready.
All pro Poe. He's a stick. Ed Reed too. He's nice.
Won the longest drive at the Pro Bowl a couple years ago.
This is Joey Galloway this morning, fucking swinging the axe, jack.
Look how jacked he is.
busy.
Fucking jack.
What the hell?
Yo.
Yeah, and then he's going to go golf. Then he's going to go.
What is he,
Is this the video or just a
He got to
screenshot?
be at least 50.
Because if we get to the video, he's swinging that.
He's Herbie's age.
He's swinging that fucking axe. I'm telling you, like.
Yeah, I mean, those are you kidding me? That's those guys' arms? Are you joking?
That's Joey Galloway.
He's fucking huge.
He'll probably still run like a 4.4 right now.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck?
Like he's fucking. I mean, we are trying to.
Jeez.
He's trying to cut through roots of trees that have been there probably 150 years.
There's a better way to go about that.
Yeah, certainly there's the machines that can go about coming down in there, but Joey Galloway says, I am the machine.
That's good work.
Damn shortcuts.
Wonder what he's going to put there. He's trying to get that stump out of there. What's he going to do?
Put a statue of his arms.
I think he's putting a potential statue of himself, which wouldn't be a bad idea from our particular program. All in favor of that, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, so if you do it, Joey, no, we're behind you. Could be a Japanese maple, though.
Yeah,
Ooh.
But what a Japanese purple.
Nice.
Purple.
Maybe maybe a garden, some flowers.
Yeah, he's a good golfer.
Fresh veggies.
He's out there golfing all the time. Saban's what he said. I'm just trying to do chores in the morning so we can go golfing.
Yeah. Bingo. He's probably living at the course.
52 years old.
Joey?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Fuck.
That's bullshit.
Where's he
Imagine
live?
him going. He lives right in Columbus, like 10 minutes from me.
Is he?
I see him coaching his kids' basketball games and stuff. He pulled me out of the stands to ref a game one time when I was wearing construction boots with no laces in them, and I had to ref with no whistle for half the game as well. So I had to clap at these. I was clapping at these kids like the game was starting, and he comes up. I see him point me out in the stands. Like, come on, man, come on. I was like, what? And I was wearing these boots I have that don't tie. He's like, I need you to ref. I was thinking, all right, sure. And I had no whistle. You know how hard it is to ref without a whistle? I was clapping in kids' faces. Hey, go, like yelling at them.
So you had no laces, no whistle.
Yeah, running up and down. In the dead of the winter, I was running up and down. You know, I don't run distance well. I only can sprint. And so it did not look good either.
How many refs? You were the only ref on the court?
Only one-man ref crew. Luckily, a guy got me a whistle after halftime. The dude found me a whistle, and that helped more than you would know. Yeah.
That helped more than you would know. No, I think we would understand.
Absolutely.
Hey, wow. Yo,
Whistle.
And the kid just keeps going and drains the layup. I'm like, all right, count it. Whatever. Here we go.
3.
Yeah.
Goes. All right, let's take a break. Hour 3 is going to be terrible. We got a lot to catch up on.
Yeah.
Can't believe what happened to Seamus last night. Criminal.
Busted blood vessels on his chest last night.
God, that was vicious.
Full handprint on his back from Gunther.
That's not the biggest news of the night.
What's the biggest news of the night?
I just want Drew to get healthy quickly.
Drew McIntyre?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got pulled out of the King of the Ring.
Yeah, what's going on?
Well, Adam Pearce had to look out. He said, if you don't say anything, okay, I don't even know you're hurt, but you want to go out and say, I'm hurt all the time, and I show up to work. Now, Adam Pearce is like, that's on me.
Yeah.
So, for the safety of you, I got to pull you from the match.
Got to save him from
What
him.
was Adam Pearce tweeting you about?
Well, because I do, he's got a lot on his on his plate. Adam Pearce.
Do your job, Scrap Daddy.
Yeah, but Scrap Daddy AP does do his job pretty well, and then something will pop up.
Does he?
Sometimes.
I think there were some decisions he's made in the past that have been good. Last night he made some good decisions. Put Jey Uso in the King of the Ring.
Bingo.
That was great.
Great decision.
Someone turn his comments on, too. I want to leave him
Jay
quiet.
shouldn't have to be king of the ring, okay? He should just be champion.
Gotta earn it.
He could have been this weekend.
Yeah, he had a shot.
Yeah, and he should have won.
Well, J.D. McDonough and Finn Balor interrupted, which ultimately pissed off Damian Priest, who's a part of Judgment Day. He said, I won't prove this myself.
Exactly.
So last night there was a big kiss and make up situation. I mean, it was a lot happening in Hartford. Dan Hurley was there.
Yep.
He got a match. R-Truth, didn't he set up a match with the UConn Huskies?
Well, see, he thought the NCAA was a wrestling promotion.
Sure.
You see, like, there's OVW, there's GCW, there's old school TNA, NWA, OCW, Office Championship Wrestling, AEW. He thought NCAA was a wrestling promotion.
I can see how I can get it.
And he heard that Dan had 2 titles, so that means tag team.
Right.
So they're tag team champs. You're obviously a tag team champ. Let's go ahead and settle this thing. And Miz had to straighten him out, but I'll tell you what, the way Truth's brain works, one of the greatest we got.
Yeah, big time.
We need to hang on to Truth.
Yes, we do. Put him over.
How about the car CM Punk showed up in last night?
So sick.
So Punk.
That is so Punk.
Truly.
Right after Drew McIntyre leaves and what, a Ferrari? Was it?
That was also sweet.
Pretty cool. I thought it was way too big for a Ferrari. He got right in there.
Yeah.
As I saw the car behind him, I was like, is Drew McIntyre about to pick up a Ferrari right now? Like, as it was all unfolding? And he opened the door. I'm like, Drew's getting into a racing car?
Ferrari kit.
And he did. Such a good athlete.
Yeah,
Just
Ferrari
such
kit.
good.
Easy.
Just got right in there.
Oh.
It was a good night in Hartford. Long night.
Good drivers in Connecticut. Great drivers.
Pause the music.
Just to my point, I've been pounding the Connecticut has the worst drivers in the country for how long? Basically since I got here.
Okay. So I'm not going to get into how the driving was.
Oh, boy.
Okay, but because that's always the thing, you know, trying to get to arenas, it's tough.
It was fucking awful.
It's not an easy job. Okay, it's like officials. Trying to leave an arena when they shut down roads, and then if you make a wrong turn, guess what? You're going right back to the arena's traffic again. And then you're going to have to do another, you're going to take the tractor another round. There's a chance you get stuck in arena traffic for, no shit, some of these places, hour and a half after you're leaving one of these events. So that's a big part of the drive and recklessness of it. But the driver that picked us up at the airport and drove us to Hartford, which was a 32-minute drive, longest one that we've had. You know, getting to Hartford, not easy, but worth it.
Great.
That's nothing that is worth it is easy to get to.
That's right.
You know, in Hartford, Connecticut, the XL Center, that they need to do some upgrades to. I cannot believe that's where the national champions are playing. But nonetheless, got a lot of good history. The driver, I don't know if he had a mint in his mouth. Great man. Very kind man. Was dressed very well.
Noble.
But very great voice, too. Love everything. I don't know if he had a mint in his mouth for 32 minutes or if he just had something about...
Is it a Werther's? Werther's original, probably?
Might have been 10 of them. 32 minutes straight. Okay.
And you guys chatted the whole time?
No, I turned the music up on my phone as loud as possible and held it to like right in front of my face so that I could drown out that sound. And then I Googled what the name of it is because I knew it was a misophonia. Okay. I have misophonia. All right. An individual's misophonia, which afflicts up to 20% of people, feel anger, disgust, and a desire to flee when they hear certain sounds. Chewing and similar noises from the mouth are most often associated with the condition. I wanted to jump out of this guy's car. Okay, that's what I got to. And I said, I can't be the only one who feels this way. Obviously, 20% of the people. I think that number's wrong. I think it's a lot more people. We are getting to a point where I think more people in society are sick of people with their mouths whenever they're chewing on something, and that's good news for society. I am pumped about that. And if we can be an advocate for, hey, the only difference between you and a barn animal is the ability to chew with your fucking mouth closed, I am excited that is what we are standing for on this particular May 7th, AJ. I want to let you know that.
I mean, now you have a name. You can put a name to the. Now, I wouldn't call it a disorder, but yeah, I completely understand. Like, get me out of here.
Misophonia.
It's a disorder.
It is.
It's 100% a disorder.
So
it's not your fault, Pat. Don't feel bad at all. This happens to a lot of people, including myself. Just remember that.
Well, the disorder is the person that chomps their mouth open, with their mouth open, slaps their gum, and eats Werther's the whole time.
Okay, I saw a lot of people. That's what Foxy was trying to text. Foxy was texting me privately and posting on it, hey, fight the good fight here. You are not wrong. You're allowed to be disgusted right now and feeling the way you're feeling. this guy was such a good guy, he didn't want to tell him, like, hey, how about
you can't really tell him, right? Hey, man, can you please just spit out whatever you're doing?
Yeah, you're stuck right there. You're just stuck there.
Yeah,
in a car.
Yeah, I mean, that's tough.
In a car, 32 minutes. Traffic.
Maybe you should have put like 15 pieces of gum in your mouth and start chomping it and talking to him.
Oh, talk over. Maybe my chomping's
See, if he would have been like, hey, man, can you take that gum out of your mouth? That's really, I got misophonia.
That's tough. Yeah, I would have had to say something. Because we talked about providing a service before, like that. He's providing a service. 30-something years.
It'd break his heart, probably.
Like, did he not know, like, that sound was projecting?
That's what I'm saying.
Obviously not.
I mean, at least he got A to B without any hiccups.
Yeah, the guy was a great driver.
Yeah, great driver.
Great driver. Good vibes.
Second guy, though.
Second guy got lost twice.
For
He's a
you-
good guy. Good energy.
Well, then he fucking drove. Yeah, you know what? You're right.
For you,
Good
someone
guy.
with misophonia, you should definitely travel with earbuds.
Yes.
Yeah, but I don't like that because I like, I don't like the isolation of it. I like feeling.
I know, but would you rather?
Right, AJ? Isn't that how you know what I mean?
I don't. Sometimes too, like you wear headphones, you feel like someone's going to attack you from behind too. I need to be aware of what's happening around
in the car.
Yeah, the WWE cars. You do. I mean, you never know. Fucking Ilya Dragunovsky could be behind you, ready to fucking slip in a deep chokehold.
I got a problem with that.
I guess in that situation, you're probably right. You don't
I'm
want
talking walking
earbuds.
around in public.
I got a problem with that.
Well, it's
If
not
I'm walking-
Ilya Dragunovsky.
What is
It's Ilya Dragunov.
And are you sure he's from Russia?
Dragunovsky.
Moscow.
Are you
What's
sure?
he doing knocking off Ricochet?
His
first
accent
night
is
in?
not heavy
Kind of
enough.
looks like a jag-off.
He needs to have a thicker accent.
He has a 10-pack. What are we even
I
talking
like the
about?
guy.
If you're
Ricochet
gonna be
did
from
like
Russia, be from Russia.
5 leaping tricks last night.
Tricks.
Yeah.
Those are all punishing moves.
Yeah, exactly.
So what do we do?
How's he
Ricochet's gotta
losing
go.
to that guy first night from NXT?
It's over. for
Ricochet's a dog.
Is it true Dragunov got suspended from the
He's the
Olympics
speed
and then turned to
champion.
wrestling?
Listen, we all are.
He was.
That's why they
OAR.
fight. Okay?
Exactly.
That's why they fight.
But why is the ring there?
Ilya got a big win, over Ricochet last night. But, I mean, yeah.
Ricochet. How does Ricochet not get hurt every night?
Box office.
He's a maniac.
Jeez.
Because he's like an Olympian whenever
Smart
it comes to gymnastics. He's tough. And also, look at him. He's over. He's a speed champion. And boom.
Oh,
that was one.
Suck it, commie.
What a sell by Dragunovsky.
That was one. Wait a minute. He thought
This is unbelievable.
he thought he was going to be able to get away, huh? Nope. American dive two.
jeez.
Yeah, right off the front row. Thought there's maybe some. Oh, Dragunov almost hit the pole there, didn't he?
Not even going down.
It's so woozy.
Well, yeah. Some of you get a little Ricochet woozy, And how about the third one? He's going to do the same thing. Dragunov's ready.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
ass to mouth.
Yeah. That's Ricochet football.
Uh huh.
So much higher than people think. It's so much higher than it looks like on
So
screen.
How about when you're standing up? When you're
It's
standing
so scary.
You got to add
Yeah.
wherever your eyes are, and it's like so high. It does feel like it. But the fall comes quick. You got to get your head over. Yeah, you could break your neck.
Yeah,
you could have that fear.
Yeah.
That could take careful. Yeah, we're all big Ricochet fans around here. So Ilya was certainly impressive.
He's a fucking technician.
And a striker.
Yeah.
He came in
Yeah, a little bit of both.
calls it the H-bomb.
Got some Roman in him.
Interesting name.
Yeah,
it is.
Can you
I
ask
think
him?
it's a heavy bomb.
Should have been the U-bomb.
Will you ask him if he's actually from Russia?
What are you talking about? You think this guy's lying?
Well, if he is, then tell him to use his real accent because it's not thick enough for me.
You can't hear his accent when he
Americanized.
celebrates.
Come on.
He goes. You can't hear his Russian accent.
I hear it there a little
I mean,
bit.
Bill does that same thing. Doesn't mean he's Russian.
Let's get to a break.
Okay.
Bill kills people. That's how you know he's Russian.
Okay.
So he's Davy American. He's not.
Whoa, that's not true. That's
Moscow.
Not true. Yeah. there-
Moscow, Russia.
And Germany.
By way.
Yeah, dude. He's had other stops before from Russia to here.
I didn't know Rick Baxter trained him.
That's huge.
And Axel.
Yeah.
Axel Tischer, one of the best.
Not the best.
He's the Bob Baffert.
We all know who the best trainer is.
Of
but
course, rest in peace.
No. Rip Rogers is still alive.
That's not
cute.
who I was
I was
talking
thinking
about.
of our good personal friend Drew Gulak.
Well,
That's who I was thinking of as well.
how about Drew? He's no longer with WWE. Ronda Rousey. A situation happened between him and Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey did not like him.
Boy, and some people responded. Jimmy Smith does not like Ronda Rousey either.
No, that's the part of the WWE though. The wrestling world has so much. Like that is wrestling.
It's part of it.
But if anybody got offended by anything, obviously that's not great. Ronda Rousey's a legend. We are.
Yeah.
fan of Ronda Rousey, so let's not get crazy. And her husband, Travis, good dude.
Yeah.
Maybe seen the whole, like, hey. But Drew Gulak did not make any friends over there.
He didn't. Or anywhere else, seems like. People are kind of charging out of the woodwork to say, hey, this guy's a piece of shit. I don't love it, but it's happening.
He came to Indy to help train with us.
Yeah.
When, was that Cole? Yeah, because he
Yeah,
also
that was
Adam
cool.
Cole.
Yeah. 2019?
Yeah, 2019.
2020?
I see that Adam Cole scumbag still trying to get some rub on your birthday.
Yeah.
He said something mean on my birthday.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like, Cole, give it up, brother. No one cares about you anymore.
Yeah, he said he
Except
wished
for us.
Pat to have a bad birthday.
Worst birthday.
He's still
Worst.
Still wrestling?
No.
See, that's a question. And it shouldn't be because he's great.
Well, I don't know if a tree falls in the wood, AJ.
I don't
know.
Adam's still
Happens all the
doing
time.
it. Adam's still doing it. Adam will always do it. Scumbag, but he will always. There's one thing I've been certain of. It's my disdain for Pat McAfee Show. Hope you have a worse birthday, you scumbag. Middle finger emoji even.
Whoa.
Yeah, fuck you, party. Fuck you, party. 2 fuck you parties.
Jeez.
Fuck this guy.
Yeah, I hope your birthday sucks too, Adam.
Yeah.
Bomb.
Except we don't know when it is.
It's a lot of retweets. I'd say he's still over.
Yeah, I got a lot of action. I saw it a lot on my timeline on my birthday.
What's this guy's problem?
Yeah, Foxy, you retweeted too, prick?
Yeah,
Just pointing it out,
come on,
boys.
Foxy.
Just pointing out the stats.
Quote it.
Whose team are you on? You like AJ whenever almost got surrounded by Undisputed Era? and he
I
ran?
was front row for Adam Cole, and I know how much of a scumbag that guy is.
Okay.
Why are you
Facts.
acting like this?
What did he do to you, Ty? Remember?
Yeah, it fucking shoved me, and I actually got a small perforation in my colon. So, still dealing with that, actually. I was just trying to fucking mediate. Like, hey, we don't need to do this when we're live. You're going to look like an asshole. You're going to look like a moron. You don't want to do this. Shove me. You didn't want to hear it.
And what happened?
Yeah, I got, well, I shouldn't say small, fairly large perforation in my colon that I'm still dealing with. Very painful, almost on a daily basis. That's why I have to go poop all the time.
Damn. Nobody talks about it.
Nope.
Adam
And
Cole.
poop your pants, too.
Thank you, Dude Webs.
Thank you, Dude Webs.
Yeah. Thank you, Dude
No,
Webs.
thank you, Adam Cole.
Yeah, no, thank you.
He's so short-tempered.
Wow. That was a funny little joke you made there.
Yeah.
He got so bad.
He did. I mean,
So quick.
I think that was part of the reason he got so upset. A couple of those.
What?
He just, I mean, I thought we were joking too, just making cracks about his height, but he didn't see it that way. He didn't love it.
I saw it hit the internet the other day. People calling it our most embarrassing moment. It wasn't. We don't like people acting like that on our show.
Not at all.
We like to be a welcoming place.
Bombed out moment, maybe.
We like to bring people together, and all of a sudden we got losers in mind.
Yeah.
That's unprofessional.
Super bummed out.
That's unbecoming of us, AJ, wasn't it?
That is unbecoming. But why he came into your studio and did that though? Like you can't do that. We know that.
He was in Dahn seeing family, hadn't seen in a while.
Yep.
And he said, let's bury the hatchet.
In our house.
Like dump it in your house.
Yeah, taking the remote.
And you don't dump in somebody else's house unless
No,
you're Jim or say.
Yeah, exactly.
Jim broke big news today.
Same page there. The master bathroom too.
Oh yeah.
Primary.
After a couple helpings of meatloaf.
Yep.
So many dude. He flushed 4 dude wipes down there.
Well, I think he actually just wiped the ass with like a very nice hand towel they had in there. Just kind of left it on the ground.
Embroidered.
Yeah.
It was embroidered.
Yeah.
Said McDaniel's on
Wedding
Yeah.
gift.
What did Ursay break news?
He tweeted, big news coming.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Last time we did this, we got Trent Richardson.
I think this
Is he
one's
bringing
for
a white buffalo here to the Indy Zoo?
Tell you what,
He
this
should.
news, we're going to make at least a show or 2 out of it.
What?
Yeah.
Holy hell. I'm zeked up about it. What is it?
He said the schedule's coming real soon.
Okay.
Wow.
Ooh, if you smell a 2024 schedule coming out soon, ... He's talking about football.
Let's go.
Yeah, we can react to that.
Yeah,
And we
certainly
can
can.
circle some dates.
Yeah, we will.
Somebody called Conte, the guy that said it's off-season conditioning program phase 2, and say, is this happening today? I'm calling.
Yeah, is this part of the OCP phase 2?
Can you pause that music? Let's call the guy that started the OCP.
Yep. Phase 2.
That Hartford Arena was crap.
XL?
Connecticut blows, brother.
Old or what?
Got
They just
two
need to
rooms.
renovate.
They just need to renovate it. They need to renovate it. I guess the Huskies play there because how many people can 16,000, I think it can hold.
Oh, it's big. Okay.
Yeah, it's big. So they have an arena, I think, on campus that only has like 11,000, so it's 5,000 different. Obviously, Conley's not an answer. Why would he started OCP phase 2?
Probably locked in there.
Locked in on what phase? I did hear about that. There's been some local news in the media. Let's take a break. We'll be back on the other side.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Saw that as well.
There's a suspension.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa. Jeez. How do you come back?
You don't.
Sounds like he will not be invited to come back.
If you need the situation broke down, Dan Dox's Twitter is a good place to go for that.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Okay, let's get to a break.
Good to know.
Breakdowns on the big board with DD.
Probably a selfie video in there. Just like I said, whole time. Let's get to a break. He's every day.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Going.
Respect
Every
it.
day.
Go.
Yeah.
Respect it.
Just jumping in. How can I?
Yep.
Somebody needs to hear it. Yep. Boom. People that are just getting introduced to Dan Dockich, he used to have a daily show here in Indy, 3 hours. He was wide open. I mean, that is why he is who he is right now. I think he misses doing that show, just stirring shit. He literally just stirred shit in Indianapolis, just from a studio. Then we'll walk out of there.
Yep, go play golf.
Go right back in there. Now he's in the politics world.
Oh, yeah.
And the sports judging world. And boy, he loves,
crushes.
I can't do that. Like the amount of things that are said to him, he quote tweets it. Says this. It's like, yeah, bring more.
It drives people. It drives some people, man.
Mm-hmm. It's like him and Mark Madden. Like, yeah, come on in. Those local radio show hosts who are heels, boy, they got a different just view on seemingly everything and what matters and what doesn't. They don't give a fuck. None of them.
No.
Nope.
Seemingly. Special brain talent. I don't have it. I'm too soft. Just like that Miss Faye.
Yeah.
I almost jumped out of a car on a highway. Let's get to a break. We'll be back on the other side, wrapping up the beautiful Tuesday, May 7th. We haven't talked about so many important things. You remember?
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding me? Micah?
Oh, yes. An international conversation. Yes. USA. 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 All right. Be a friend. Tell a friend something nice about changing your life. Take 5.
What a dream. Being a part of game day was a joke. Being on the field for this is a joke. We continue to live the dumbest life of all time.
What a time to be alive. Let's enjoy the hell out of this weekend in 2023 in
We are live from an empty Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
All the off-season workouts, all the sickness, all the puking, all the commitment, all the dedication. We got 4 teams left, Coach. What's the vibe of that locker room getting ready for this game?
We're going to swing as hard as we can in this game, and CJ's our leader, and he's going to lead the way.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we're going to try to make the most dumb television on earth this evening live from this field right here in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Darius Butler, 9-year NFL vet, played at UConn. That team stinks, but they're coming back. Okay. Stanford Steve here, and this man right here wearing a Wolf t-shirt underneath a sport coat. He works for me full-time. But what are you excited about this evening, Connor?
I mean, Pat, like you said, I have the IQ of a goldfish, so I'm not really taking all this in strictly because there's so much. The moment is huge.
You know where you make your money, and this college level is the red area. Georgia #1, 120 is where Ohio State is ranked, which is nuts.
Max Duggan is a dog.
Let Duggan cook.
Connor, good job,
Darius.
How are you boys? Kirk, we say dumb stuff on the internet every day.
You guys be out there, Coach.
See if they can cover him.
In the boots.
Clear on you guys.
Connor, you're on ESPN.
How about it?
How about it?
Didn't say fuck, didn't say shit. I was close, but I didn't do it.
That's a win. That's a win.
That's electric.
Look at this, man. Look at this.
Hey, Coach, I don't know if you headbutted one of your guys or not, but
cut yourself shit.
You are awesome.
I got a 6-year-old son, man. I mean, it's
They're going to have to rely upon those dogs. Cade Stover, the tight end for Ohio State.
Yeah, number 8.
He's like 4th generation farmer. Sponsored by John Deere.
Yeah.
Okay, and they don't just put that deer on anybody.
Hey.
Yes. There's going to be billionaires barking. Okay, there's going to be billionaires barking. Grown folks in khakis barking in unison.
Wow. So much for learning. You
gotta become a thing next year. No, I'm serious. This can't do that.
Yeah, that was great.
You all right? You all right? You all right? Help him up. Help him up. Spill anything? Nope. You spilled your phone.
Could have been worse. Could have been much worse.
The college football playoffs are about to kick off in Phoenix, Arizona. Oh.
My name is Peyton Manning. That's an Ohio fucking wet dream, not just a dream, dude.
Did you see A.Q. Shipley stacked on top of Cube, on top of Cole? I feel a shot coming inside Taylor. Oh, I told you!
I gotta go. To the bathroom? Let's go, baby. Wait a minute. Congratulations.
And the encore this evening is the reigning defender. Undisputed national champions in a home bout against the Ohio State Buckeyes. I'm joined by Darius J. Butler. Then we have the face of Ohio State, J.J. Hawk, Boston Connor, Kai Schmidt. And A.J. drove down here in a Sprinter van. His son puked twice on the way down here, broke an iPad, had the windows bashed in this morning. Just on the streets of Atlanta here. If Ohio State loses, would you jot this down as the worst trip of all time for you and your
We
family?
love adversity, Pat. We love adversity in Ohio.
In the end zone, Marvin. Oh, Marvin. What? It is so loud.
You can't hear a thing.
Marvin Harrison Jr. ran how many routes, Connor?
I think he had a post, then he had a corner, then he had another post in the end zone.
Tough to guard. Might see everything.
This guy is all about ball. He is all business.
All ball, all the time.
Tunnel screen.
Looks like he's about 7'9", 550. He looks 2 feet bigger than everyone else out there.
D-Butt, look at his dome. Look at his dome.
Look at him.
Look at him.
Fade.
One-on-one over there. Oh!
Grab that thing.
Touch the ball, touch the ball, touch the ball.
We'll throw back the ref. Get that.
Throw that thing, sling that thing, and go by his ball.
Let me
Punch it.
What a run. Again. There go that man again. Back to tight end. Deep shot.
He's got him.
Are we live right now? And that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Fours up. Put your fours up.
That's coming right to me.
That's short. Any thought of like a fake punt direct snap here, Pat?
That would be awesome. There it is. There it is. Time.
They call timeout. What happened?
The timeout on the fake punt in the fourth quarter is being described by a lot of people as maybe the greatest timeout in the history of college football.
You know, we've had 2 punts faked on us this year. We are very aware and know that people are going to try to steal possessions.
Connor, what quarter is it?
I believe, Pat, if I check my left hand, it is the fourth quarter.
Snap down, hold good. Kick is.
Looks good. Get it, catch it.
What a kick to put the Buckeyes up 6.
Well, I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge your great catch under the goalpost. I want you to know when I saw you make that, I thought for a second, is he going to return it? I had visions of kick 6 when you caught that ball, so don't do that to us anymore. But
Jackson takes a shot to the corner. And if you didn't know who we were before our show, yes, every day it is somehow this time. Wow, what a game. Let's put on a great performance. It was a good time, man. From all of us to all of you, Happy New Year. Enjoy the hell out of your evening.
Probably the most interesting trade was the Randy Moss trade. After the draft, the first day of the draft, we've been trying to trade for Randy Moss for 2 months. All like childbirth. I mean, it took forever. After the first day of the draft, I talked to Mr. Davis. I said, are we going to make this deal or not? And he said, yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it for your 4th. And I think we were picking like 7th in the 4th round. I said, well, we got to get the guy in for a physical. We can't take his contract. We're going to have to renegotiate his contract. And Mr. Davis said, well, that's your problem. If you want to trade for him, then you get it done. I said, all right. I call up Randy. Hey, Randy, it's Coach Belichick. Boom. Hangs up the phone. What? Let me try this again. Randy, it's Coach Belichick. Who is this? Who's pranking me? Who is this? Boom. Hangs up the phone. Randy, this is Coach Belichick. We traded for you. What? Is this a joke? This better not be a joke. Who is this? No. This is, all right. Really? I said, yeah, but look, we got to get this done by tomorrow at noon. He goes, all right, what do I need to do? I said, you need to come up and take a physical, and we need to renegotiate your contract. It's by noon? Yeah. He goes, well, I'm in Houston now, but I got a plane. I'll be there. Nice. He flies, and he's there at 8 o'clock in the morning, comes in and takes the physical. You know, the old...
Yeah. Make sure he's
live. Okay, you're good. Renegotiate the contract. We're done at 10 o'clock. And first thing he says to me is, where's the playbook? Oh, that's awesome. I said, right here. He said, okay, because when I walk out there with the first team with Brady, I got to know all the plays. I can't go out there and make mental errors and screw up. I got to know his offense. And he was smart, man. This guy was smart. On this post-safety coverage, what are you going to do? He goes, Coach, you ain't going to see any post-safety coverage against me. Like, oh. He goes, you're going to see cover 2. We haven't seen cover 2 in years. He's like, you're going to see cover 2. And he was right. And then he would say, well, here's how I'd run this route. Here's how I'd run that route. And I started thinking, like, we got to start giving Randy some routes. We're running this, and they play cover 2. How we can move him into the slot. He's like, move me into the slot. I said, yes, so you can get in the middle and cover 2. He's like, all right, good. 25 touchdowns.
So many.
Yeah. Opens up the running game, too.
I'm telling you, it was... Randy, come on, man. I'm trying to...
Jalen Milroe often wears his own branded apparel reading LANK across the front. It's an acronym that stands for Let a Naysayer Know. Being told by his former offensive coordinator, Bill O'Brien.
That is not what I thought.
Is that not what you thought?
Boy. Let a naysayer know.
Let a naysayer know.
Of course.
The professional's right in the middle of his lead. That's all right. I just keep going.
You almost lost me. It got real tight up here as you were. I just want to let you know.
Reese, you were too smooth with that. I thought it was going down. I thought it was going down out here.
Oh, sorry about it. Let a naysayer know.
Let a naysayer know.
Naysayer know. That's what we thought the whole time. That's what we all thought.
Hey.
What?
Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Sport! Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Sports Tuesday, May 7th, 2024. Hour 3 of the program starts now. Sports! A wonderful, and sports bring the entire world together, like a guy in an attic in Ohio, AJ Hawk, like a toxic table at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt, like one half of the Hammer, Cowboys Tone Diggs, and a 9-year NFL vet, Darius J. Butler. And I regret to be the one that continues to hammer home this particular fact that we learned earlier in the day from our friend Darius J. Butler, who said, I'll keep the plastic straws, fuck them turtles, is what Darius Butler said.
Verbatim.
He then said, have you seen what some of these turtles are acting like towards, the color white and then the color block? And I had not heard about racist turtles. We saw one video earlier where a man was wearing a white Air Force One, and then he put a black piece of tape over the white Air Force One, and when the black piece of tape was on there, his turtle was attacking.
Big time.
Yeah. Then you take a black piece of tape off, all of a sudden, whoa, no, everything's fine. We have found more videos of racist turtles.
No. Damning.
AJ.
Hey, AJ, it's not good. This has been during the break. We've been doing some journalism. Here is a similar setup, a little different. Here's the white tape. All's good, says Turtle. This is fun. This is fun. How about some black tape? Wait a minute.
What the?
What is that? Boom. Boom.
Son of a bitch.
Boom. Okay, well, take the black. How about brown? Oh, no.
Oh, no.
We didn't know.
No.
We didn't know what all colors were okay. How about this? Line of whites.
Get out of here.
No problem. There's white tape. Pretty close, but white tape. All right. I get what you were doing here. Says the turtle. Let me go around the bend.
Oh, no.
Boom.
Bitch. You can't go to school here.
Oh, whoa. It's okay. It's okay. Everything's okay there.
What's going on over there?
Yeah, it is a little. How about this? Just full on, but white skin, obviously. Is that okay?
Sorry, sir.
How about this?
Oh, a firing line.
Oh, man.
No.
He's fuming.
He just had an aneurysm.
Oh, no.
How can I get to the other side of this thing? Please, get this out.
Oh, shit.
How are we just learning this?
Man.
Oh, what a better side of the shoes.
Get them both.
Except for this one. Son of a bitch. These racist ass turtles. Now, which foot? You know which one. Get out of here.
Yep.
What do we even think? Oh, both sides. I hate them all. Jeez Louise. Listen, with this much evidence, let's go to the next video. I believe this one's
Here
the one.
we go.
Oh, no.
We're going through
You're good.
the barracks. Going through the barracks.
Hey, buddy. Hey,
Gentlemen, nice to see you. Gentlemen. Yep. Nice to see you. Yep. As always, gentlemen, you son of a bitch. I knew you'd be here.
How about this?
Oh, man. Thanks for lining them up for me, boys.
Everything's fine.
Thanks for lining them up.
Man.
He thinks the whites are coming out to watch him do his thing. He's built a parade for him.
Put on. Put my
Look at this.
What?
Can we get some kind of animal person on here to explain this?
I don't think we need an explanation, brother. We know
no.
what it is.
Look at that. We know what's happening.
Pretty black and
How
white.
we not
Beeline.
turtles a long time ago?
Fastest moving turtle ever.
Pretty black and white.
Man.
Anyways, hey, just like we've been saying this whole time.
Oh, no, the bottom of the soul. Oh.
Excuse me,
The
sir.
soul.
I mean, it's 100%.
The soul.
The
soul.
Wow.
Socks.
Oh, this can't be real.
Oh, I got
Oh, no.
Goddamn right, it's real.
All right.
Jeez.
So, just like we've been saying this whole time, and I guess even nature, there's always going to be assholes.
That's right.
Okay?
Well,
Man.
We don't assume that all turtles are racist. There's a chance. We're just learning.
Some of them.
We're just learning about at least some of these turtles, but there's always going to be assholes. We can't let them, determine how we feel. We got to keep moving forward. Even if these fucking turtles have been around for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
Hating the hell on everything that ain't white.
Did you see the other unfortunate black and white animal news?
Oh, no.
Don't.
Yeah, Tony, why don't you share with the group?
Tell us, Tone.
Tony, why don't you share with the group, brother?
There was a zoo that was dying puppies. Make them look like pandas.
Is that right? Oh, hold on.
I did
Pandas?
Which one?
Making puppies look like pandas. You say, why wouldn't they just use their pandas?
I don't know. You might.
Oh, I think I know why.
Color me shocked.
Because they're all fucking not real. That's why.
Pandas?
Yeah.
All of them?
Yeah.
Come on.
Where'd they come from? Where'd they even fucking start? Who? Show me the first fucking panda. I think the realest panda in the world is probably Kung Fu Panda. That's Jack Black, brother.
New York Post is reporting, and I don't know, is New York Post a real thing or no?
Oh, yeah. It's the oldest.
It's a gossip rag.
Oldest newspaper in New
Zoogoers
York.
outraged to discover panda exhibit was actually dogs dyed black and white. And I'll tell you what, they do certainly look like dogs, but if I went to a zoo and wasn't expected, I think that little fucker could run by and I'd say, a panda.
Boom.
A panda just
Exactly.
run by.
Exactly.
What
How
about when
many fucking times? How many times do you think people have done exactly what you just said? You're just walking by, oh, the panda exhibit. That's cool. Oh, look at these cool little pandas. Yeah, nothing to see here. Fuck it. Look at these sweet little things. No, those aren't dogs. They're just baby pandas. That's what happens in every zoo across the country, brother. And we're just sitting here letting it happen, letting these people think that they've seen pandas.
What about the 600-pounders they got rolling around?
Oh, yeah. There's no 600-pound fatsos we have in America that aren't looking for jobs, that we can't just dress them up and throw them in there. Then you would definitely not know. Oh, no. That's not.
You're saying it's Halloween?
That's not some fat load in a panda costume eating bamboo. No, that's definitely a real panda. Doubt it.
This is a wild piece of information to hit my timeline, though, with the conversation we had just a few weeks ago.
Yeah, it's always weird. The crazy guy always has some sort of truth, doesn't he?
There's always just that sliver of truth with the crazy guy.
How'd they get caught?
I think they started barking.
I think somebody that knows animals. Yeah, I think somebody that knows animals was like, wait a minute.
Pouring Purina in their food bowl out there, and the zoo goers saw that maybe.
Pandas eat dog food. They could
eat anything because they're not fucking real.
They only eat bamboo.
There has to be real pandas out there.
Says who? Boom.
Like
Right there.
these are not real pandas.
Me and my squad hanging out.
I don't know. We can't be sure.
Is that the Bloodhound gang?
I mean, maybe.
It's a different type of bloodline.
Yeah, that's not a panda. That's not a panda group of pandas. Right?
No.
Nobody's confused about that.
I think there are people probably confused because there's at least 50 zoos across the country wheeling those four fuckers out and saying, "Hey, look at our pandas."
It was interesting that there was a piece of news that I think made the national news that said like, there's going to be no more pandas in America's zoos because China's taking them all back.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that was wild to hear. I didn't even know that was even possible. So we're just leasing pandas?
Yeah, when? Like 1600s or like 1750 or like 1850?
Yeah, they had zoos in the 1600s.
Yeah, well, back then, who knows what they had? I
you're right.
know what they didn't have.
What's that?
Fucking pandas, because they started in 1920.
Okay, so obviously
those two are real.
The front
on the
one,
left, yeah, I would agree.
No, the ones on the
Which
right.
ones?
Connor.
The ones on the right.
The one on the
look
left
faker
is
than
wearing they put a backpack on that one. That's impressive. They can train him to wear a backpack.
How about the one wearing an actual bucket on his head? Like a paint bucket.
Bottom right.
I think it's the same one. Bottom left.
Bottom
maybe.
right, yep.
Those right ones are pandas, though.
Yeah.
Panda,
Says
panda.
who?
Those are
Says who?
pandas.
So what are they doing here? They're herding them. They think they're going to dress up like this and herd them somewhere?
No, they're training them because they're lab animals. They're not real. They have to show them what they need to do.
Oh, so your take is that they're made in a lab.
There's a chance. I think that's one of the many possibilities with these things.
So it's still a real animal.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I don't know. If we make a human in a lab, is it a real human? Wow, now we're opening up a whole different can of worms.
True.
Speaking of like labs and shit, are we going to another planet soon? Why are they saying publicly about multiplanetary existence?
They're already up there.
Elon's been saying that for a while, though.
Yeah, you see when we post post whatever on X, like from Earth,
interplanetary or whatever.
Yeah, but I need like a projection, and I'm not talking about like one of these fucking internet installation. We got to be there from 10 to 6 p.m. We might fall. I need a projection on when we're planning on being in another planet.
200 years.
2095.
No way.
That's not that far.
That's not far at all.
I'm not gonna make it.
Maybe that'd be sweet.
A couple centuries.
I'm not gonna make it.
Maybe one century.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I said before 2050.
2050.
Yeah.
Before.
Is this your just
really?
Your super
This is
hope.
just me.
I mean, that's not
We're gonna be at
crazy just
Mars?
because if like AI continues to change and by 2030 AI is where it's supposed to be, then they probably could figure out a way for us to get up there soon.
So what happens when 3D printer and AI come together?
Oh boy. Nuclear war. You ever seen Terminator?
No, because 3D printer was just making everything, right?
Yeah.
They're just making everything. So when the AI puts its mind to rocket ships,
Or mass production of Sawzalls.
that ain't happening. These AIs know. These AIs are good. And if they get mean, we unplug them. We've already talked about this.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think we can.
Slow the spread.
It's too late now. That's why that Google, the guy who invented the Google AI was like, yeah, it's gone too far. I got to get out.
Yeah, it does feel like all the people that are around it say
Yeah.
too much is happening too quickly.
Terrifying. I mean, in 2016, Elon went to Congress and he was like, hey, everyone needs to stop using AI now for the next year.
2016?
Yeah, 2016 he did this.
Yeah, well, he's got Grok on X. So,
Oh, yeah. No, he-
you know, pot calling the kettle black. you know.
Grok.
He could have done something.
Well,
He
Grok,
didn't.
paper, scissors, and for me, I have not used Grok or the Meta one.
Me neither.
I'm scared to type anything in there.
I haven't searched anything on Instagram. And
Also, you
came out.
see the AI like papers it writes, like it's a moron. It's got the brain of a
Thank you.
fourth grader.
And that
Like,
little Yachty video, that's the worst editing I've seen out of
That's what I
anything.
mean.
When they're putting people's faces on that little Yachty onto the stage video. It's like,
Yeah.
AI's whack, dude. They're bad at what they do.
Yeah.
Give it 2 years. And all
O's
those
the
papers.
Mentalist can predict all the picks. Can fucking AI do that?
Can he? What did O's predict on Saturday night for the Bruins Maple
Yeah,
Leafs?
he knew we were getting too close to realizing what he was.
A dumb fuck.
He said,
He didn't know that.
You're saying O's is a dumb fuck?
I am after Saturday night.
Yeah, right. Did you not see what O's did right to your face?
I saw it.
He literally did it to you.
I saw him ruin my shirt too.
Well, I would say sacrifice it, charge it to the game. That was a
Maybe.
great pick. That was a great thing in the O's, dude.
Yeah, it was incredible.
He did say Maple Leafs in overtime. When it got to overtime, you thought to yourself, fuck, this O's did it again.
Oh, man. I mean, I told you on Friday night, I said, like, yeah, for shoot, I think this is going to be a problem.
And the Boston Bruins now burying the Panthers 5-1. We got a couple hockey games tonight, a couple NBA games tonight. We obviously love anytime anything happens in the football world, which is why we showed AR earlier, Xavier Worthy. We saw Joey Burrow. I don't know if you guys saw, in Tokyo, Japan, America reigns supreme. Their sport, our guys, we win, you lose. CJ Stroud, Micah Parsons taking a global world tour. Don't know if this was done before or if it's happening now. I have no idea. CJ Stroud, Micah, nice little tag team.
Yeah, boys.
In the media and content world, I'm enjoying it. They go to Tokyo, end up at a sumo wrestling dojo, I do believe.
Yep.
And as Micah and CJ are shirtless in a room with no windows, with a couple sumo wrestlers wearing sumo diapers, there's a little bit of a joust, a standoff there. 17-year-old sumo wrestler kind of gets Micah, and then CJ and sumo wrestler talk shit, and Micah goes, oh, he's a little baby. He's a little baby. And Micah goes, oh, is that right? Okay, excuse me. Let's run it back, he says. Let's do one more. And he said, I'm working legs every single day. I can't be getting embarrassed in the basement of a Japanese place doing sumo wrestling, and all of a sudden, man with no clothes except for a diaper gets... We needed that. Now, it's a 17-year-old allegedly, and obviously Micah is, one of the strongest, most explosive people we got in the United States of America, so certainly have that chatter. But I like to see the bounce back. I like to see the bounce back out of Micah right there in Tokyo. That was big for us, AJ. That was big for us.
That was big. Did CJ get in there at all and mix it up with him?
He was shirtless.
I saw him lined up across from Micah. I don't know if they went at it. But,
Micah was the alpha dojo, right? I mean, he is the guy.
That 17-year-old, I would like to see him in the trenches.
We need more sumo wrestlers as offensive linemen. What I saw.
Been thinking that long time. They're so big, so flexible, so athletic. No leverage.
You can't bull rush them. You can't bull rush those guys.
And they know leverage. Like, that's literally the game, is leverage. And they have nothing they can grab onto. Literally nothing except for I don't know what it's called. It looks like a diaper. I apologize. That is what it looks like. It is called something else. So imagine if they were able to use the hands, a little jersey inside, a little snug, a little grab. That kid's 17.
The second one here where Micah ends up winning or whatever, but if we're just talking pass rush, this guy, he put his feet in the ground and he anchored and held him there for I might want an entire O lineman of just sumo wrestlers.
Oh yeah,
if he had cleats on. If he had cleats on too, he wouldn't slide at all like that.
It's called a maoishi,
of course,
the kit that is being worn there by the guy with the cheeks up.
That's just good knee drive.
Yeah, passes balls out though.
He got up under that maoishi.
Yeah,
maoishi.
And if he needs cheeks out to play in the NFL, we can cut some assless chaps out.
Well, I think it's already happening with some of the uniforms, right?
Yeah. Chris Angel, his were.
Yeah, his were chaps, yeah.
I was talking about actual uniforms or see-through there for a bit, but you're talking about Chris Angel wearing football pants while he did something magical with Las Vegas.
That's right. Bingo.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of magical pants happening. Yeah. Congrats to Micah getting a big time win.
Yeah.
And represent. He's representing.
Came back.
I saw sports. Go ahead.
No, I watched. There's a documentary on those guys. Don't they all go live together, sumo wrestlers, and they eat like 15 billion calories a day, and they that is their life once you become a sumo wrestler.
That doc was pretty far back. I don't want to say I think I've watched a similar
long time ago.
Yeah, and they talk about how
it's
flexible.
Like the whole, and they're very flexible, and it's like those guys are looked at as like gods over there, aren't they? When you're like a stud sumo wrestler,
I think professional wrestlers also viewed sumo wrestler obviously heralded, but their life is like very much adding weight, joints obviously not exactly the happiest, and then the flexibility. They kind of I don't want to say stop me if I'm wrong, but I do remember I think they were like ripping hamstrings almost to make them more flexible, right? Weren't they like getting? Was that the same documentary?
I don't remember if they did or not, but I saw something on it.
They're like all incredibly flexible.
That's nuts.
Like insane. It would be great.
Hips, right?
Yeah,
really good. Wow, has anyone tried to do it yet? Has anyone tried to sign like some young sumo wrestler?
Shane Falco had a sumo wrestler on his offensive line.
Correct. He was really good.
Really good. Eat a bunch of raw eggs before the game.
Hard-boiled.
That's right.
He was good.
Shane Falco's a great leader too.
Yeah,
I think is what people say. He come off that boathouse and fucking rally.
Exactly.
He scrubs barnacles off the bottom.
Yeah, still has them in his shoes.
Yeah, and Nigel will come out there and say, "I got it, boys."
Exactly.
Don't you worry.
That was very nice of him to do that. Got a lot of rugby players, basketball players. Feels like sumo wrestlers might be a good idea.
We had the Patriots had a wrestler, Neil
Hogan?
First name, no. His last name, Stephen Neal, maybe? But he came in and was a very, very good guard.
What kind
for a
of
long
wrestler?
Time. I don't know.
Like a WWE
amateur wrestler, you mean?
Like a high school wrestler. Yeah.
Oh, you mean like Zach Frazier, 4-time state champion, West Virginia Mountaineer?
Oh, you're talking about like Tristan Wirfs.
Yeah, exactly.
Linderbaum.
They all work out, don't they?
Good leverage. I'm sure there's some high school wrestlers that turned into offensive linemen that didn't end up being all pros.
Not that I've heard about.
Me neither.
Yeah, he had no football background.
The leverage thing is just like the game, pretty much for offensive. And then you got to have the power and the quickness and the athleticism.
Smarts.
You got to be very smart. Speaking of smart, it's smart to pay people back who spend their time with you even though they shouldn't. You know?
Sure.
And for this particular conversation, it's people that watch this show. Yeah. Bad decisions are made. Numbers came in for April. Got a chance to go through those stats. I believe we'll be potentially putting in some. A lot of people watching. It's doesn't make a lot of sense. We're all mightily confused by it all, but we do appreciate it. And we try to give back every once in a while with some giveaways. You know what I mean, AJ? Some giveaways?
I'd say more than every once in a while, but yeah.
Yeah, we do. We've done a lot of giveaways throughout our existence, here as a program. And I think we should continue that, but we need to give away things that are like special.
Yeah.
We got to give. Like, for instance, Con Man offered up yesterday in our Travels from Hartford, Connecticut, which is way up there, 2 hours.
Yeah, far.
It's fucking way over.
Worst states on the East Coast.
I didn't mind the people. I thought the people were very nice. Shout out to Loriano, cop up there. They had a great hat on, good fit. It was a guy, great. I mean, good people. Great people up there. It was hard to get to Hartford, though, but great. It was awesome. We had time up there. But Connor on the trip said, maybe some of these shirts I wear I give away. I'm like, then we can sign them.
Yeah.
Boom. Yeah.
No better day than today to get a racist turtle out of the office.
Oh well, this one is not up on the board, unfortunately. But there are a couple. There are a couple on the board right now.
I thought you literally said, this shirt, like especially racist turtle day. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't want to spread racist turtles around. At least I am aware of it enough that I can now spread.
Sea turtles feel like they're pretty like kumbaya.
Happy-go-lucky. I mean, Finding Nemo kind of threw us all for a loop.
I don't know if those weren't sea turtles. I don't think.
No.
Sea turtles might, they mingle amongst all type of shit.
Yeah, and everywhere they go. Yeah, you're right. So see, what is that? What is that turtle there? Is that a tortoise?
Could be a tortoise.
Snapping turtle?
Yeah,
What are they?
snapping. Yep, just a snapping turtle.
Your normal pond turtle. Looks like a pond turtle to me.
So is a tortoise a turtle?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just different names?
Yeah, kind of like hare and rabbit, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a more of a formal name.
So that's a racist tortoise. Old school.
So if you run one over in your car, you don't have to feel bad like you used to.
Fuck it.
No.
Not at all. Because there's a chance that particular turtle was the most racist thing walking around Earth.
Good shit. Yeah.
Piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like, did you see how angry? In 2024, I guess there's probably a racist somewhere in the United States. As soon as he sees a black person, immediate anger, headbutts a wall.
Yeah, we saw that guy was on the plane.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we have.
Yep.
So there's a couple of those. Are all turtles immediately upon seeing black just headbutting what's right in front of them and doing that? They might be the most racist.
There's a chance.
I didn't know they were that explosive.
Very explosive.
I
They got some quick twitch in there, yeah.
Got to do some research.
It must go all the way back to World War II. I bet the Nazis were breeding these things.
Racist.
They're probably right. You're probably right.
Because nobody's going to care because they move so slow, they don't think they're really a problem.
They'll never see
landmines on their back and just let them, kind of go into a trench and then boom.
You want to know
several casualties
underneath that shell?
But the shell's good. Turtle's okay because it's got a shell.
Yeah, maybe. Or they're completely okay with that thing getting blown into 500 million pieces.
Oh, okay.
Put it under the shell, so it's like hidden. Like, oh, guys, get some lettuce.
World War II's been talked about a few times here the last couple of days.
Love WW2. We're coming up on the anniversary of D-Day.
Hell yeah.
About a month.
World could have been very different. I don't know if we talk about it enough, but our world is going to be different because this particular giveaway is going to be of an autographed animal shirt from Boston Connors.
Wow.
Here we go.
Darius, you will be the one that'll have to do the winning for the folks. What are you going to do for the giveaway, you think, Darius?
Let's shoot a basketball from the stage.
Okay.
There you go, D-Buck.
From right here?
Yeah, middle.
Wow.
Okay, Poshy.
Okay.
Autographed animal T-shirt. This is a big May giveaway.
Huge, man.
This is a big.
What'd you say?
He doesn't want to give away his shirt.
No, right there, yeah.
He's going to wash it?
I just did.
Hold on a second, Darius. This will be the first time we fully autograph an animal shirt.
Yeah.
This is a big deal.
Can you shoot that jacket?
It's the biggest one.
Yeah, you got a really cool jacket on. Is that going to be okay?
Mahomes unbuttoned his. I don't know if you need to.
How about your watch? How about the watch? Oh, yeah. Super cool. Because you were down there in Miami in front of that Indy car.
Yep.
You had your watch on your right hand.
Doing the shadur.
Yeah, you look so cool. You look so cool. You look even cooler if you're able to win one of these autographed T-shirts. What if people say that's a little bit of a downgrade from like 20 people winning $500?
No.
It's a one-on-one operation.
Really? Because you can't put a cash value on that.
No, you can't.
This thing's custom.
Boom. It's going on a wall somewhere forever.
That's who we're hoping will want to win this.
Ideally.
There's a chance somebody gets it done and just lights on fire.
And that's cool too.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, let's see if that's the opportunity, or let's see if somebody's pumped about it. Darius J. Butler for a 1 of 1.
Oh, I thought that was
Good
it.
line, though. You're right on line. Just take one
Tell you
step
what,
forward,
if
same
someone
shot.
Someone were to light that shirt on fire or anything of incredible value to some people, I think they should be.
Okay. All right. Yep, agreed.
What are you trying to get at?
USA. Darius J. Butler knocks it.
Good line
It's
again.
the jacket.
Good line.
It's the jacket, brother.
He might not be able to have enough power with the jacket. Sweet shoes. He's got cool shoes on, too. Ladies and gentlemen, if the very cool-looking
Dark,
Darius J.
cool
Butler
shoes.
can bury this ball into that hoop, you might win a 1 of 1.
What the hell?
Okay. All right.
What's going on? This guy plays
Getting the gauge.
basketball?
Just gauging it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Darius J. Butler is a guy who lives down in South Florida.
Yep.
He's a 9-year NFL vet. He's got a massive brain. He also has great jumper.
Oh, filthy.
If he's able to bury this particular shot from the stage, one person will win a fully autographed animal T-shirt right out of Connor's closet. Ladies and gentlemen, D-Butt for the...
Buzzball.
Wow. Watch the lava. You're good.
That one's going to be tough. That one's going to be tough to recreate. Thought it was in.
A hell of a shot.
Ladies and gentlemen, all D-Butt has to do is bury a shot into that hoop right over there, and we'll have a winner. But as we're talking about a football player burying a jumper potentially quicker than Tyrese Halliburton was able to do it from the stage, Randy Moss has responded to an NBA Central. I can take 30 players right now in the NBA and throw them in the NFL. You cannot take 30 NFL players and put them in the NBA, said Austin Rivers on this particular show. Randy Moss, who, both, probably.
Yeah.
Anything you wanted to do. Says, wow, is that right? Is that right? I like this. This is kind of happening. Because we're going to learn a lot about the spectacular athleticism of everybody in this particular case.
That NBA Central tweet is doing numbers.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Quite the conversation going on the internet right now, bud.
Love it.
Well, that's sports media.
There's
Yeah, I'm excited to
1,100
see
retweets or quote tweets. I don't know. I can't tell which one's quote or retweet.
We would like to let Randy Moss know. Hell yeah, Randy.
With you,
You're
Randy.
the perfect person to join this conversation. And great job the other night on the roast.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people talk about Randy because I think everybody loves Randy.
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of the...
It's cool.
You done good, Randy. You done good. And also, if he wanted to.
Yeah.
Him and Jay Will in high school are basically playing NBA basketball anyways. Now, for the good of the NFL, Darius J. Butler, all you got to do is make one shot from the stage and somebody will win an autographed animal T-shirt out of Connor's closet, out of the safari, out of the zoo. Oh! That would have been the one.
Sorry, people.
Son of a bitch.
Sorry, people.
Apologize to the NFL, too.
Back again.
You missed another shot from him. He did it again.
So are paper straws canceled now because of all this news?
Paper straws are, plastic's back.
Sorry, Randy. Let you down, Randy.
No.
No, not Randy. The turtles.
Yeah, you were worried about a turtle jumping on stage.
To be fair.
Yeah, PTSD
I
from
had-
the entire show.
You got white
That's
shoes
on me.
though, so
4
should be
turtles
good.
in my
Should I
parade.
turn around so D-Buck can shoot it without a bunch of possibly racist turtles looking at it?
Well, we decided, I think, the sea turtles aren't the racist.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
No,
Just making sure.
Well,
We don't know.
We can't be sure. We can't be sure.
We
I
don't
saw
know.
some video of them attacking killer whales, like the top of them, but then they go underneath and they wouldn't attack them on the belly.
Yeah.
Because they were white down there.
Sea turtles are doing that?
Yeah. I've just seen 2 or 3 clips of that, so I can't say all of them, but I could say at least 90% probably.
Speaking of the killer whales, you see that video of them 4 wide swimming to build a wave
Oh, yeah.
to knock the fucking whatchamacallit
Yes.
off the glacier?
Seal.
They're smart. Yeah, they're
The
smart.
seal? Holy
When
shit.
they're like hunting.
Yeah. Orchestrated attacks. Pretty
It's called killer whales for a reason, huh?
So smart.
That's
Look
why
at
they
this
call them orcas.
dipshit up here.
Yeah.
Huh? Just laying around. Okay. That's smart. All right. When did they figure out? All right, we can just fucking.
Scary. That's scary that they figured that out.
Well, look, if I do this, you see what happens up there? Are we thinking the same thing? Yeah. How about you fucking
team up here?
You see that shit? Wow.
Who gets to eat it though? Do they split it?
No, they just rip it to shreds and kind of grab the scraps.
Yeah, it's chum.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here they are. 3 of them. See ya.
Oh, that guy's got no chance.
Well, thank you for coming.
Oh, that's good eats.
Seals.
Look at them building that wave.
Goodness.
Yeah, just genius. Just fucking genius.
Oh, they think they're so smart they can hide. Okay. We'll see. Where are you hiding? Oh, snoozing, huh?
Playing.
Welcome to the Thunderdome.
Hello. Hello.
Yep, it's up here. It's up here.
Oh.
We're coming for you.
Nature's fucked.
That's Lolita.
Yeah.
Well, rest in peace.
That's what happened to
They were
them.
fucking up boats for a little.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, attacking them.
Yeah.
Good on you.
They're smart.
You gotta paint your boat white, obviously. Well, that's for turtles.
We don't know about killer whales. They were
Probably
don't
have to
know.
paint
You're
it.
right. We can't. I can't make any allegations towards
at
that.
this point. What do we know about any of these animals?
We
I don't know
don't.
anything.
I look at them all differently now.
You should.
That turtle was alarming, wasn't it?
It's the violence at which they ram. I didn't know the turtles could even ram their head like that.
And then it stops immediately. It's like,
Well,
Yeah, they
that's
have
the other
a
thing.
natural cowboy color on. That's why they wear it.
They do.
So,
They do.
something to
We also got to check in on that turtle's owner. Let's see what
Yeah,
type
true.
of flags that guy's waving in his yard. You know,
That's very well
just
said.
because who knows the type of environment this guy's growing up
You're
in,
right.
or girl.
You're right.
It's true. Yeah, true.
Doesn't make a difference.
No, it doesn't.
But
Still terrible.
I know what you're saying.
Drained it.
Online.
Drained it.
Get in there.
That would have been good for the NBA NFL thing. I really wanted it to fall. It did.
Great.
All right, we're out of here. Hey, good shooting.
Hey, boy, D-Butt.
Hey, Bachi.
D-butts.
Keep
Long
shooting,
shot.
especially at turtles. Hey, great work today, boys.
Hey, good work.
You too.
Tone, great work, bub.
Thanks, brother.
What are you gambling on for Hammer?
Tonight we got a little bit of MLB, and then NBA and NHL players kind of been carrying it.
I heard Shohei's hitting bombs.
He is hitting balls
playing
right
very
now.
well.
Yeah.
This is going to be a big Derek White game tonight.
When hasn't it been a Derek White game?
Amen,
brother?
my brother.
That's the Boston Celtics weapon.
Yes.
Yeah, especially against a Cavs
Shooting
team like
lights
this.
out right now.
All right, well, I can't wait to overreact to all of it tomorrow. Boys in the back, great work, great work.
Hey, boys.
AJ, way to go, pal. All right, let's get the hell out of here. We'll be back tomorrow. Thank you so much for allowing us to do this for a living. You're the greatest people on earth. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change your life, like our friends at Dude Wipes have. But they're going to go only one per. That's all you need. Just get in there. It's like a quick shower for your ass.
One and done.
That's right.
Isn't that nice?
The best.
Like you're taking a bath, but just for your ass.
Splish splash.
Dude Wipes.
Boom.
It's awesome.
It's a tagline.
Wipe it up.
I'm not.
It's a great.
Print it on the box.
So-
Print it on the box.
It's like taking a bath just for your ass.
Dude Wipes.
I mean,
It makes sense too if you think about it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, 'cause you're just kind of getting in there and you're just kind of cleaning the ass out real good,
Yeah.
as if you take a shower.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dude Wipes. The road to TST continues with Dude Wipes. Look for the next clip of me doing something soccer related that will not have all of my terribleness in it, but some will certainly make an appearance because Coach Gumpy's coaching me up. Thank you, Coach.
Good boy, Gump.
Good times out there. Good to be back on the
Coach
pitch.
Gumpino.
It is nice. Coach Gumpino, get me ready for Coach Tony Miola, the Concava
What?
team down there. We got the Reggae Rovers first, and then we got the Natty SC team.
They're fucked.
And then the next day, we got Burnley FC, which is bad news because there's a good chance I'm probably not going to be playing in that Burnley game.
Okay.
That's going to be the third game.
Yeah, I have to save the legs for that one.
Yeah, and unless we're load managing the first two games, I don't know if I'm going to make it to that third game with Burnley, but we got a big one down there June 5th, June 6th, June 7th, and if you win the whole weekend, then we're planning on doing that with Concava. The boys are hunting a millie.
Yeah.
Amen.
We're in this thing together. Team on me. Team on three. 1, 2, 3. Team. Goodbye.